Far away. It is West Adelaide up against the host Norwood. And umpire Williams will hold the ball aloft to get us underway. As I said, it'll be Corbett facing off against Big Boyd. Kennelly, the captain of Norwood, up against young Kobe Ryan. As Boyd just won this down, the aforementioned Ryan gets the first clearance. A hand pass out to Frost. He'll kick to that outer side wing. Boyle against one of his former clubs. Turned it over though. It's Stevens for the West Adelaide side. Goes towards half forward right. Well taken by Morris. He's wrapped up immediately by Seymour in a tackle. Jordan Boyle-Barra playing against his former club. He's, of course, a former West Adelaide player and an Adelaide Crows top-up player as well.
Yep, they'll be keeping it on him for sure.
So Ryan for the Bloods go inside 50 and an opportunistic mark there. Front position taken by Ned Stevens. Right forward pocket. You see in the backdrop there in front of the OTR and the Hungry Jacks. Tough angle, but the breeze might work in his favour here. Barry can just set it to the goal face and let the breeze work it back in.
Left-hand goal post. It'll drift in nicely.
So first shot on goal to the Bloods through Ned Stevens. Deliberate in his approach. Kicks through the footy. That's a good start. Westies draw first blood. Who supports community footy in SA? Amy does. And the fans here for West Adelaide have something to cheer about. We've gone a minute and they lead 1 straight 6. Norwood yet to score and a good start for the Bloods, Barra.
Certainly was. That was all started on the wing where Westies there managed to steal the handball off Norwood and it went down on a great mark there. And what a great shot for goal. That's not an easy pocket, Phil.
Tight angle, right forward pocket, and the boy from Waratah in the NTFL kicked truly. Spent some time in the Gold Coast system with the VFL team, played 5 goals, and talk about a jumper number upgrade. Barris played last year in number 66. He's moved up to number 9, so that's a nice progression.
Sounds good. That sounds good. And it was, once again, great shot for goal.
So, perfect start for the Bloods. Pardon the pun, but Westies draw first blood. Just notice they're wearing black armbands as well, West Adelaide. It's in mark of respect for Reg Marks, a property steward from 2016 to 2022. And condolences to the Marks family. Andrew, a former colleague of mine. As Norwood now go inside 50. Sockering off the ground, doing well there was Minchella for the Bloods, but it's going to go out of bounds last possession free kick. So it'll be a free going the way of Norwood. Jake Creswell, former South Adelaide player. Was very good in the win last week for Norwood against Glenelg. Big 24-point win last Friday night. So Creswell gets a lead inside 50, goes in the Callow direction, and a great pair of hands. Called Jackson Callow in the state game against the Vicks a few weeks ago, and he's got a great pair of hands, Barra. I like to say he takes them in the Dukes, and he's done exactly that there against 2 opponents. He'll be lining up for the answering goal for Norwood.
Yeah, tall player and great reach with those hands there. Once again, what a fantastic pass it was in, though. Set himself up to be able to run straight onto that ball.
So Jackson Callow, one of the many connections for Tasmania in the Redlegs side, formerly from North Launceston. Played 3 games of AFL for Hawthorn. As I said, represented SA in that state game a couple of weeks ago. Just the 1 goal last week against Glenelg. Right forward pocket, southern end here at Centenary Oval. Kick on its way, straight as a die. The Redlegs get the answering goal. They go to 1 straight 6. Westies 1 straight 6. We've travelled about 4 minutes in the opening term, and so far, Barra, looks to be a free-flowing game of footy.
Yeah, that breeze is not playing any part at the moment. Both those goals, one for Westie and then now one for Norwood, have gone straight through the middle, so the players are adjusting well.
So Stevens, Ned Variety, the first goal kicker of the contest, and now Jackson Callow on season 2024 gets his 3rd goal. It'll be such an important part of Norwood's success this year. And of course, the reigning premiers, Barra, you know this firsthand, went 0-8 to start their title defence last year. I don't think the SANFL have seen anything like that in a long time. And they've obviously countered that this year, starting 2-0 rather.
Yep, that's certainly right. And it just proves that you don't need to panic.
Exactly. So we're back underway. It'll be Corbett again up against Boyd. Kennelly, one of the locals, manages to feed a handball out. Was he pinged holding the ball? No, he's taken high in the end by Kobe Ryan. So Jacob Kennelly, a Cummins boy, I think, from memory.
Certainly is, yep.
And he's won himself a 25-metre penalty as well. Umpire Scott Galletley hot on Kobe Ryan, overstepping the mark there. A season or 2 in the AFL system with Geelong. Couldn't manage an AFL game, Jacob Kennelly. But the Redlegs through the skipper now. Will bang it inside, attacking 50. Looking down there for a contested mark. Callow at the back, couldn't take it. Finn Hurd there. Well done, though, by the West Adelaide player, and Frost wrapped up immediately. And the umpire comes in to call for a ball up. So it'll be Callow up against Corbett. Corbett front position, only as far though as O'Neill, the South Adelaide recruit. Back out to the skipper in Kennelly. Couldn't take it cleanly. Was he taken high? He was. So Luke Redfern just a little bit clumsy over the shoulder. And Kennelly's been busy early, Barrett, and he's lining up now for Norwood's 2nd goal.
Certainly has. He's getting that ball, and as soon as the ball's going forward, he's following it, and he's making good position. A little unfortunate there by Westies there to give away the free kick. It's going to give a shot for goal for the captain.
So the skipper, standalone captain this year, of course. Last year with Matty Nunn, co-captains. Nunn retired, playing amateurs with Payneham Norwood Union. Kennelly, the local in Lincoln. Steps inside 50. Good-looking kick off the boot. It's drifting to the right, though. A minor score. So 1-1 Norwood. That's 7, of course. Westies 1 straight 6 are behind to Kennelly. Kick-in duties will be brought in by Vice-Captain Lucas Moline. So we'll bring it to this broadcast side here at Centenary Oval. Long raking kick. Corbett in the front of the pack. Out the back there, Boyd spoils it to ground. Rove nicely here by Sell, the former Tiger. Off to Obbs. Back in board to Sell. Draws the opponent. Goes back now to Lodato. Kick around the corner under some pressure from Ling. Bramich, the big fella, flies. Brings it to ground. Crumbing there by Obbs was good. May hard up against the line. Morris as well. And over the boundary line it goes for a throw-in. Perfect day in Lincoln, Barrett. Pretty healthy crowd. I think 1,500 we had last year. I reckon we're on track for that again this year.
Certainly are. It's filling out quite well.
So left half forward, about 65 out from Norwood's goal. Ball will be tossed back into play. Corbett against Boyd. And the latter just tries to thwart it down. Taken here by Norwood through Panos. Couldn't take it cleanly. Boyd comes in, wrapped up by Searle. And we'll have another stalemate at the apex of half forward left. Umpire Williams there, son of Richard Williams, a lazy 459 games of SANFL footy as an umpire. Not a bad effort. As Morris wraps his opponent up in a tackle. So umpire Williams again, throws the ball aloft. Boyd just bustles his way through the contest, puts it on the boot, kicks it towards half forward. Callow tried to tap it to his own advantage. Delahunty did well. Off the non-preferred left, wobbles a kick towards Broadcard's size wing. Well done here by Obbs, brings it back in board. It was well worked out there from the Bloods defenders, Barrow. They didn't panic.
No, they didn't. Searle was on the wing side of the grandstand side.
So Brady Searle, 24 games for Glenelg previous. Will go long inside attacking 50. Westies looking for a mark. Cinderberry. Bramich! Dylan Bramich from the side took a spectacular grab. And the big man from Penguin in Tasmania. Highlight real early days, Barrow lining up for goal.
Most certainly. That was all set up by Searle, actually. You can see the big fella coming out, leading out strongly and put the ball straight in front of him. But a really, really, really strong mark.
So Dylan Bramich, no stranger to kicking goals. As I said, from the Penguin 2 Blues in Tasmania. Played 136 games for them and kicked 126 goals. It's on the runway now. Right behind it on SANFL now. The kick off the boot starts it right. It's working back. He's got reward for effort. The Bloods get their second. Bramich is first. 2-1-13 West Adelaide. Norwood 1 straight 6. We've travelled about 7 minutes in this first term, and Barra, always important to kick the goal when you take a spectacular mark like that.
You don't want to let yourself down. Once again, it was a strong mark, but also equally a good kick. As I say, the conditions are hard when you haven't played on the ground, for 12 months, and not sure if he was here last year or not. But
he wasn't, no.
He wasn't here, so first off for him, but that was a sensational kick straight through the middle.
One of the key players you mentioned there in the call a couple of times, Brady Searle. No doubt the West Adelaide Footy Club will be loving having him in their side. He's such a ball magnet.
Most certainly, yeah. It was a good set-up kick from him, and he made good space on the wing as well to actually receive the ball to start with.
So Dylan Bramich kicks his first goal of season 2024. Highlight reel, no doubt, as we're back underway. The ruckman go at it. Corbett tries to get a hit out from behind. Bursting through the centre of Centenary Oval is Panos. The kick inside 50 over the top of the contest. Finn Hurd down there. Trying to burst his way through there was Patton for West Adelaide. He's wrapped up immediately, and at about the 30-metre mark of Norwood's goal, kicking down towards the southern end here at Centenary Oval. Good work front position here from Corbett. Was it a push in the back to the Norwood player? I reckon it is. So a little bit clumsy there from the West Adelaide player over the top there in white. And the resulting free kick looks like it's going to go to Sam Morris. So another chance here for the Redlegs to counter-attack the goal. Barra.
Yeah, Westies there. Probably a little bit over-exuberant there with the tackle. Unfortunately, pushed him forward, Morris forward, and he's going to have a shot on goal.
My lasting memory of Sam Morris, of course, is that wonderful smother he did in the grand final against North Adelaide. Those
yes.
1%ers that quality players are renowned for. The 2020 reserves best and fairest. Sam Morris coming in now from 30 metres out. Kicks through the ball, makes the goal umpire work, and signals a minor score, a behind. Got to make the most of your opportunities, Barrett. Bad kicking is bad footy.
I was going to call this. I was going to actually mark this down, thinking he was too close to miss, but I'm glad I didn't.
So Norwood go to 1-2-8. They trail West Adelaide 2 straight 12. Norwood trying to intercept the kick out there. Clever work on that outer side by Davidson. Westies will go to half forward. Cinderbury rather in the box seat. He's got a teammate flanking him in Obbs. He'll go inside 50 on the lead. Mark there not taken by Lodato. Good smother there from the Westies player, Norwood player rather, in Murley. And the umpire pay a ball up inside attacking 50 for the Bloods. And in the blink of an eye, Barra, Westies took it from full back to full forward pretty quick.
They're running the straight through the centre at the moment. It seems to be their game plan.
So Boyd in a bustling ruck opportunity there against the big fella in Barrett. Boyd won it down, but a stalemate ensues. Left forward pocket. Down there at the northern end, Westies end. So again, Boyd front position. Yet another hit out. Taken immediately there. Frost in a tackle. Umpire deemed he had no prior opportunity. And we'll have another ball up. Healthy crowd, as we said, in attendance here. Round 3, 2024 Host Plus SANFL League, as Cootie, one of the great recruits for Norwood, kicks it out of congestion. Bit of aerial ping pong taken by Lodato, wrapped up immediately by Morris. Intensity's been pretty hot early. Both sides keen for a win. Westies in 7th position, 1-1. Norwood in 3rd. There's a hit out down inside 50 for Norwood, for West Adelaide rather. Lodato on hands and knees, somehow gets a handball out, but it's intercepted here by Cootie. We'll throw it on the boot, kick it to half back. Bain and low in there, well done by Hurd. Finn Variety off to Panos now. The veteran, the 33-year-old, kicks towards centre wing, and a good mark to Callow. He's got teammates flanking him inside 50. Bain and low in some space. The kick goes in the 12th tree direction, and Isaac's taken the mark about 45 metres out on a slight angle, and transition footy from the Redlegs rather at its finest, Barra. Coast to coast, they're lining up for goal now.
Yeah, most certainly. And Telfrey did the fantastic bit of play there. He turned his player inside out.
Yep.
As the ball was being kicked, obviously then had himself free space, free mark, and now he's got a shot from about probably 40 out. 16
disposals and a goal against Glenelg last week. Played some junior footy at the Double Blues. Isaac, 12th tree. Originally from the Mount Lofty Devils. Kick on the way. Left footer, starts it at the right post, keeps going in that direction, just registers a minor score. So a little inaccurate early doors here for the Norwood side.
Got to counteract for that wind. If it's not blowing, you go straight through the middle.
That's it. 12th tree will learn his lesson from that shot, as again it'll be Moline to bring the ball back in for the Bloods. Brings it towards this broadcast side. Cinderberry front position, good spoil. Finn Hurd, bit of aerial ping pong again. Ricochets down to Cootie, off to Hamilton, one of the veterans. Gives it off now to a teammate in Lord. Goes inside 50 into some space. Tracking back to the ball there for Westies was Patton, did really well. Handballs off to a teammate there under some pressure was Jordan White. Somehow managed to get the ball out to Morris. Morris rather, a good ball user on this occasion. No exception, he finds Cinderberry at centre wing, just forward of the attacking side, outer side of Centenary Oval. A couple of kids sitting on the roof of the interchange bench out that side. Inside 50 they go, another pack forms. Good work, Stevens, brings it to ground. Pinballs back in his direction. Chance though now for Jack Hurd to clear, the vice-captain. Looking out there again for Cootie. Again, Patton involved, been impressed by that youngster. Will Patton at the bottom of the pack. And Barra, some suggest he was unlucky not to be drafted, and all he can do is just play his best footy at league level and put himself up in lights for the mid-season draft.
Keep yourself in the eyes of the selectors, and you never know, you might get picked up.
Back up underway again. Ball at ground level, a bit of a scramble. Coming through Moline, throws it on the boot. He'll kick it again inside attacking 50. That should have been a mark to Hurd for mine. Nothing doing, said the umpire. Good defensive work here from West Adelaide. Ned Stevens jams it on the boot. Tom Graham, the former Bulldog, can intercept. He'll kick it towards this broadcast side wing. Good one-on-one footy out here. Player in Morris wrapped up his direct opponent. Getting up the bottom of the pack, I think looked to be Delahunty. And we'll have a ball up, left half forward again for Norwood. It's in fact Jordan White. For Westies rather, their half forward flank. So Bramich down, looking here for a teammate in Stevens. Holding the ball, incorrect disposal. The decision there against the West Adelaide player in Joel Stevens. There's Mitch O'Neill, a former Panther, played 49 games for South Adelaide. Kicks to a pack, big fly from 12th tree, crumbing here from Bramich. Right in front of your broadcast position, thrown on the boot there by Redfern. But a nice intercept mark from the former West Coast Eagle in Mitch O'Neill. Dangerous kick for Ling inboard. Good pressure here from Westies. Lodato did beautifully well. Pickpocketed his opponent. Kicks towards an open goal. The ball trying to bring back on the breeze. And Lodato's score is a minor one. First blemish there for Westies. They go to 2-1-13. They lead Norwood 1-3-9. Travelled about 14.5 minutes. Barra and Norwood perhaps just making a few decisions there a bit risky.
Yeah, I think Westies seem to be playing a bit quicker brand of football, putting the ball over the top and trying to expose the Redlegs.
Been impressed by Westies' forward pressure to start the game as well. Norwood kicked the ball to that outer side, looking there for Seymour. He couldn't take it. Numbers here for the Redlegs to force the stoppage. We'll have a ball up again on that outer side half-forward flank. Just waiting for the ruckman to get over to the contest there. It'll be Bramich up against Hurd. Jack Variety, hands and knees. Cootie gets a hand pass out. Good evasive work out there now on that outer side through Alistair Lord. Back after some time in the AFL. Gets the ball back under some pressure. Might have coughed the footy up here. O'Neill tries to be clean, but great work here from West Adelaide. Inside 50 they'll go. Another chance for a fly. Stevens brings it to ground. Good crumbing here, though, from the Redlegs, and they're away from half-back. Some good run and carry here from Norwood. Davidson chasing down from behind. The kick towards Callow at his toes, but the big fella was equally as good to pick it up. Cootie, the ball magnet, gives it back in board. Looking here for Nelligan, goes one way then the other. The quick rush kick towards half forward, and 12-3 presents well, takes it on the chest. Hand passes off to Lowe. He can run inside 50, right forward pocket. Lowers the eyes, kicks it low. Intercepted and spoiled through for a minor score. Good work from Jed Obst on the line, and perhaps in hindsight, Barrett, Bain and Lowe should have kicked through the ball a bit higher to allow for the non-spoil.
Yeah, probably should. Tough call trying to just guide that ball through the middle. Callow did great play by getting out of the way of his opponent.
He did. He did indeed. Otherwise, it would have been a nasty collision.
Could have been.
So for about the fourth time, the kick in will be by Molina. Good pair of hands by Big Bramich. So the Tasmanians taking the mark. Left half back on the broadcast side. Under some pressure from a fellow Tasmanian in Donnelly. Kick towards half forward. Could have been in the back against Stevens, but he manages to take possession. Wrapped up immediately there by Alistair Lord. And we'll have a ball up. In fact, apologies, it was Creswell with the tackle. Galletley just waiting for the two ruckmen to set themselves. Frost, the unusual ruckman. Probably don't count that as a hit out. He took it out of the ruck, gave a hand pass to Redfern, whose handball then missed the target. Was it touched off the boot? No. So it'll be a free kick going the way of Mitch O'Neill. What a great pickup Mitch O'Neill's been for the Redlegs, Barrett, coming over from South Adelaide.
Yeah, it certainly has there, and he's been holding down that position very well.
The kick long down the line, fly front position, couldn't be taken by May. Good crumbing here from Creswell. Off the right boot, kicks towards half forward, but a poor kick misdirected and intercepted by Delahunty. He'll chip short and find Moline, the boy from Canberra. He'll chip in board. It's a well-weighted kick and finds his teammate there in Dylan White. Now we find the ball magnet for the Bloods there in Kobe Ryan. They've moved it back in towards centre half back in the 1-2 with White. The kick from Ryan set a task for Davidson, but his hands were strong, the former Port Adelaide Magpie. Took the mark on that true centre wing on the outer side here at Centenary Oval. The ground's sloping away a little bit from us, Barrett. It's a bit downhill to that outer side, isn't it?
Yep, pointing down towards the seaside. I see Norwood just need to be a little bit cleaner here. They're struggling to get that clean possession. And
again, a good byproduct of the forward pressure I talked about from West. They've forced again the turnover. Davidson intercepted the Boyle mark. Davidson now square it up into a teammate in Corbett in a world of space. Off the right boot, punches a ball inside 50. Redfern should be able to hold it and keep it in play. Hard up against the line. Dinky little kick around the corner was a little bit adventurous. And a chance now for Ling for Norwood to clear from half back. And he finds Hamilton. Declan Hamilton, the nephew of the Jarman brothers, a well-weighted kick, and 12-3's been impressive early. Barrett's got a good pair of hands.
Certainly has. That was a great mark, a great handoff too there to Lowe, and Lowe puts it into the forward 50.
Callow can waltz into an open goal square. A goal coming up for Norwood. Adam Hart, the coach of the Bloods, to our right. Not happy, but Norwood take the lead. And they go to 2-3-15, West Adelaide 2-1-13, and well, that was transition footy at its finest, Barra, and the Redlegs just using the open spaces of the ground.
Oh, they certainly did there, and great set of hands too, like to hand off there by Lowe. And you notice I left the call for you, Phil.
Thank you, mate.
Got to let the major caller call the goals as he was walking in from 10 metres.
He was, exactly. But I was really impressed, as we were touching on before the quick passage of play. Young 12-tree's got a good pair of hands, and he presents, he leads up well to the players, doesn't he?
He certainly does, yeah. And it's probably started on the wing here with Nelligan too, bringing that ball forward sort of thing. He's making space out on this side, on the grandstand side.
Fourth goal there on the season now for Jackson Callow. Missed a lot of footy with injury the last couple of years. When he's fit and firing, he's probably one of the best forwards in the competition. As we've just got a starting 6-6 warning, I think, against West Adelaide. It's a warning and then a free kick against. So back underway. Bit of a wrestle between Corbett and Boyd. Corbett won this one down to Searle. Hand pass to Kobe Ryan, who was trying to apply a shepherd, and the process was being held on to. It's an intriguing matchup between Ryan and Kennelly. The Ryan kick left a bit to be desired there for Searle. He went and butted up with a tackle on the local in Kennelly. We're right in the middle of Centenary Oval, the cricket wicket area. The famous green silos in the backdrop. Bit of aerial ping pong with Boyd. Down there to Frost, the former GWS Academy player. Brings it back inboard to Stevens. He'll go inside 50, looking for his brother. There's a bit of hanging on, nothing doing, said the umpire. And still in field of play, a quick blazing kick towards goal. Misses to the left. And a minor score, the result to West Adelaide. They go to 2-2-14. They trail Norwood 2-3-15. We've travelled about 20 minutes in this first term. It's been a free-flowing, entertaining game of footy, Barra. It
certainly has. Just watching Len Donnelly, he needs to get himself into the game there. He's being beaten by Stevens at the moment.
So the ball brought back into play. Jack Hurd turned the footy over nearly. Kennelly perhaps fortuitous to get the spillage. Off now to Linger. Creative hand pass to Morris. Back inboard now to Mitch O'Neill. He'll kick into some space, and Corbett does well to intercept. We've got to plug in for one of the country clubs he's played for. Ganmain Grong Grong Matong, country team in New South Wales. As the turnover again sees the Bloods go inside attacking 50. Bit of action here for West Adelaide. Well done, Cindenberry. Went over the top of the footy. Hurd applies a tackle on he. And the umpire calls for a ball up. So we're about 30 seconds or a minute into the time on period of the first term. Entertaining game. 1 point ball game in favour of, I'll say, the home team. Port Lincoln is now the recruiting zone for the Norwood Footy Club. Picking him up off the bottom of the pack there, Ben Simpson. Strong Tassie contingent. Another one of those for Norwood. Resumption of play. Trying to burst his way through there. Looked to be Lord. Couldn't take it cleanly. Again, the pressure from West is good. A good tackle inside forward 50 by Sam May. And we'll have another ball up. Cinderberry doing the ruck work. He out bustled by Boyd. Just pickpocketed there by Kobe Ryan. The kick around the corner. Left forward pocket. Donnelly went to ground against his opponent there in Ned Stevens. Ball goes over the boundary line. But it's proven to be a pretty healthy recruiting zone for Norwood, Barra, Tasmania. They've got the coach, and there's about 6 or 7 players with a Tasmanian connection out there as well.
I wonder if they'll stay in the next couple of years. They might be heading
well,
to
that's
the
right.
islands.
Yeah, they'll have their own team, of course, in years to come. There's the ball back into play. Left forward pocket, northern end. Ball squirts out the back of the contest there to Ladardo off the non-preferred left. Had a complete fresh airy. Pickup was clean on the second attempt, but over the boundary line he went. Don't see it all that often, Barrett, league level, where a player goes to kick the footy and misses it completely.
It's probably the first time I've seen it this year, I would say, but that was a dead set airy.
It was indeed. So ball thrown into play again in front of a healthy crowd here at Centenary Oval. Left forward pocket, northern end. Cindenberry, front position, taps it down, overrunning the footy there. For the Bloods look to be Morrish. Redlegs will just try and clear momentarily, and it falls fortuitously here for Jordan Boyle. As I said, former West Adelaide player. I think 52 games, my memory tells me. I look at my notes, and it says 54 games for West Adelaide. As that's a nice mark intercept there from Moline. Westy's just having a bit of momentum at the moment. They need to get the scoreboard advantage inside 50. Stevens! Just got separation on Jack Hurd. It was a well-weighted kick long to the teeth of goal, Barra. And the big man in the outstretched fingertips, Ned Stevens, takes a strong mark. Yeah,
Ned Stevens read the ball better than with the kick, obviously kicking with the breeze, so the ball's going to carry an extra 10 or 15 through the air, and he read that well in that pack.
So I marked it in the scorebook already. You'd think from the top of the square, he'll go back and kick his second for the afternoon. Stevens now from 20 metres out, directly in front. Oh, he just snuck it in. Goal umpire did a fair bit of work, but a goal to the Bloods. So Westies take back the lead. They go to 3-2-20. They lead Norwood 2-3-15. Gone about 24 minutes in this first term, and geez, he tested the Achilles there of the goal umpire, didn't he? Just on the burst, he only just snuck it in the goals.
He certainly did, and a couple of goals there now to Ned Stevens. I think his opponent probably needs to pay a little bit more attention. He seems to be getting a little bit free. In that case there, he read the ball better through into the forward 50 and an easy shot on goal.
His opponent's no slouch, of course. Jack Hurd, a state representative for South Australia, is the vice-captain of the Redlegs. So the Bloods off to a really encouraging start, but they only do lead by the 1 goal. 7 points, in fact. No, it is 6 points. 3-2 to 2-3. Back underway. Boyd, decisive hit out. Cootie overran the footy. Searle did well. Flicked the hand pass out, but his handball was a little bit to be desired for his teammate there. Bending over and picking it up nicely was Jordan White. Gets through the traffic. Will kick towards half forward. Over the head there of Doyle. Intended target coming through there nicely is Joel Stevens. He's taken to ground, though, in a tackle. No prior opportunity, said the umpire. It was a wonderful tackle there from Alistair Lord. back after some time in the AFL. So the ball again inside Westies attacking 50. Lord spent a couple of seasons with Essendon, only played the 36 VFL games. There's again rushing the ball out of defensive 50. Westies have set up really nicely behind play. And Sam May, former reserves best and fairest. Well, that's not his finest moment. It might just still stay in the field of play. The kick didn't really favour Ladado. Well done by the Redlegs to try and clear out of defensive 50, but it was completely unnecessary there from the Redlegs player. Come back to Cooper Murley, I think it was, as Kobe Ryan was slung to ground. Might have hurt himself, but it was just completely unnecessary barrel where perhaps a little bit of frustration sneaking in here for Norwood.
And, the umpires called it as a free kick. He'll take the free kick. Obviously a bit of frustration for sure, but unfortunately for the Norwood player there, he's given away the free kick.
So Kobe Ryan, the boy from the Plimpton Bulldogs, made his debut against the Crows a couple of seasons ago. Many say unlucky not to be drafted. Previously played in jumper number 64. He plays on now, opens up the angle, kick towards goal. The Breeze working it back. It's still in the field of play. Should be fisted through for a minor score, and is. So the Bloods will move along to 3-3-21. And they lead rather Norwood 2-3-15. There's the kick in from full-back by Seymour, finds Hurd. Hurd will bring it towards this broadcast side. Cootie in the outstretched fingertips takes the mark. Former Essendon captain in the VFL. It's a lead in short, ignores that. Simpson, that lead, kicks down the line. Good work by Finn Hurd, brings it to ground. Morris Crumbs wrapped up by 3 West Adelaide opponents, and we'll have a ball up about 75 metres out from goal. So 3-3-21 West Adelaide, Norwood 2-4-16. 26 and 3/4 minutes gone in this opening term. Round 3 clash, SANFL Post Plus 2024 season. Phil Aspinall, Dave Barrett-Cliff, your commentary team, as the kick from West Adelaide to half forward. Not touched, last possession free kick. It'll go the way of Tom Graham. Dad Mark, of course, played a fair bit of footy for Hawthorn and Richmond. 243 games of AFL combined. There's the kick from Graham down the line. Spencer Johnson front position, brings it to ground. Morris hand pass was intercepted, over the line it goes. And there it is, the siren to end an entertaining first quarter of footy. 26 minutes and 27 minutes 30 this opening term went for. And at the first change we see West Adelaide 3-3. Just waiting for a member of the crowd to exit the arena. Umpire Sam Morgan holds the ball aloft in his 114th league game. And he'll get us underway in this second term. Again, it'll be Corbett facing off against Boyd. Beautiful bounce. That's the ladder in Corbett who hits it down. Searle with a hand pass, looking here for a teammate in Obst. Westies loop it over the top to Moline. Some clever footwork. Goes back to the voice now of young Kobe Ryan. He'll kick to that outer side wing. Good one-on-one out there with Boyle and the skipper of the Bloods in Johnson. Boyle applies a good tackle. Ling to lend some support. The hand pass there went a bit astray for Kennelly. They'll go backwards to go forward, the Redlegs, and now through Seymour. The wobbly kick wasn't pretty. Again, that's the pressure barrier from the Bloods early days is just forcing the turnover again.
Certainly did. He did actually have plenty of time then. He probably needed someone to give him some voice.
So Johnson, the captain of West Adelaide, will go inside 50. Filling in the hole there was Boyd. Couldn't take it. Good work there from Stevens. Hand pass went astray from Joel. And umpire Williams calls for a ball up left forward pocket at the southern end. So the umpire ready to throw the ball up. Doing the ruck work was Bramich in the forward 50. Down to Sindenberry. He's wrapped up by Hurd and Big Boyd. So again, similar spot. Ball thrown up. Bit of aerial ping pong. Joel Stevens in there. Getting out a hand pass there of some sort was Graham. High up and under kick from O'Neill. Not 15. Well done here by the Redlegs rather. And they'll work it out through numbers to Callow. Who'll just drop what he should have taken. Quick kick there out of congestion from the Westies player in May. Floating ball. Good contest from Bramich. But the umpire, non-officiating umpire in the area, played a free kick. And it's advantage now to the Redlegs. A little bit of indecision here from Norwood. Kennelly gave it in border. Great hand pass to Lord, who just put the Jets on. Kicks towards an open 50. Front position and a good mark here to Cootie. He's marked at about 48 metres out. He's looking for another option. He gets a lead inside 50. He goes in the direction of Callow. Couldn't quite take it. Good work defensively here from Mattingly. Just throws it on the boot. And it might float out of bounds. Was it touched by May? And the umpire saying it may have been. Pardon the pun. Billy Cootie was saying he wanted the free kick. Bit of consultation with the umpires, and in the end, well, sometimes you need a bit of luck to go your way, Barron. It's a free kick going the way of Norwood.
Certainly was. Good play there by Cootie too to take that mark before, because he was playing in front, and that's what you need to do.
But Bain and Lowe also represented SA a couple of weeks ago. Will pop it to the teeth of goal. Good work down there. Boyd follows up his spoil with a tackle, and at the top of the goal square, we'll have another ball up. Quick shout out to Bloods fan Michael Branson. Couldn't be over for the game, but I know he's listening in to the SANFL stream. I hope your Bloods get up for you, Michael. As the top of the goal square, the ball up. In a dangerous spot here for West Adelaide. There's the veteran Panos. Kick over the shoulder. Missed to the right. A minor score for the man dubbed the King of Norwood. Of course, did something similar in the 2022 Grand Final. I see a big smile on your face. Your memory goes back to there.
Oh, I don't mind him missing a goal there because it's not the Grand Final.
Correct.
At the 29-minute mark.
Yeah, that's it. He's an absolute jet, Matthew Panos. I remember Barry Hall once telling me that Panos was the best set shot for goal that he'd ever played with, because, of course, Panos was at the Western Bulldogs when Barry Hall was there. It's pretty good endorsement from one of the best full forwards in the game, as Cootie back here in Port Lincoln kicks towards the lead of Callow. Great crumbing Panos to Lowe, off the non-preferred. Bainan around the corner. Bainan with a goal. A low blow for the Bloods there. West Adelaide weren't able to stop that goal, and Norwood kicked their third. 3-5-23. They take the lead. Westies 3-3-21. We've travelled about 5 minutes in this second term. And that was a great crumbing goal from a great crumbing forward.
Yeah, it certainly was. Pivot around on his left. That was actually set up by Cootie. Cootie's had 3 possessions in the last 35 seconds. And to be able to spot that guy up, to bring it up forward, ball came to ground, pivoted, put it through. Great goal.
So Bain and Lowe, the 21-year-old from Tasmania, another great Tasmanian connection. Previously played in jumper number 42, but he's upgraded all the way to number 2. And we talked about that 2022 premiership. Well, Bain and Lowe's one of 11 players out there today from that flag. So back in the middle, great game of footy on our hands. Norwood take the lead by 2 points. About to tick into the 4.5-minute mark. 23 plays 21. We'll get some scores from other games in the SANFL shortly, but at the moment, back here in Port Lincoln, that should be a free kick for Harry Boyd. Held when not in possession there by Corbett. And the boy from the Shepparton Bears should be able to get Norwood inside 50 with this long kick. Callow comes in from the side, but well done here by Patton. Just, read the flight nicely. So Patton's kick left a bit to be desired here for Lodato. Can he get there and keep it in play? Just got a fingertip on it, and it'll be a boundary throw in left half forward here for Norwood. Beautiful conditions in Port Lincoln, Barry. You've set the weather beautifully for us today.
I did my best to put the request in. As we see the Teakle Cup.
The Teakle Cup, about 30 centimetres to my left. There's the ball back into play. Good work there from Boyd. A rush kick inside 50. Low, the goal kicker, might have been taken high. Nelligan did really well. Got a hand pass out to no man's land, though. O'Neill with some space. Gives it off to Creswell. We want the left boot. He'll get boot to ball eventually, but pinged holding the ball. So good defensive work there from West Adelaide, and Kobe Ryan able to put a good tackle on. And he looks to go laterally, but Jackson Callow there filling the gap beautifully. And we'll still go in that direction. Callow nearly able to impact Mattingly. Mattingly there, just a chipping little ball over the top to his teammate there in Patton. Highly talented youngster. Many suggested unlucky not to get drafted last year. Long raking left foot kick. Those orange boots, or yellow boots rather. As Bramich nearly took the mark unintendedly. It's been a free kick found though to way of Tom Graham, former Central District Bulldog. Played 14 games for Central. So Graham runs his full measure, uses that outer side wing here at Centenary Oval, inside 50, but hanging on, nothing doing. Good attack from Kennelly. Was he held when not in possession? Nothing doing, said the umpire. Westie's defence under pressure. Patton down there, Moline dives on the footy. Umpire says, my ball. So I think the key for Norwood, Barrow, when you're throwing the ball, kicking the ball long inside 50 quickly, it's catching Westie's defence out.
It certainly is, and Kennelly probably could have almost got a free kick there for being held without, but the umpire decided not to go that way.
That's why they're out there and we're up here, Barrow. They were closer to the action than us.
They certainly are.
But still in a dangerous position here for West's defence. Ball up, Callow doing the ruck work. Should be a free kick for high contact against Mitch O'Neill. Sam Frost, the recipient of the free kick. So Frost missed a lot of footy last year for the Bloods. You can see that right shoulder heavily strapped. Kicked short, finds a teammate in some space out there. And the big fella in Corbett. So Riley Corbett, just inside defensive 50. Uses that outer side wing. Good spoil at the back of the pack there for Norwood by Graham. Comes to ground level, picked up here by Lord, but he's taken immediately in a Kobe Ryan tackle. We'll have yet another ball up.
Good couple of minutes of play here by Norwood, holding him up. They're stopping West Adelaide from getting forward to the centre square.
As I said earlier, we'll get you some scores from other grounds shortly. Down at Noarlunga, Central 64 over South Adelaide 57. That game nearing three-quarter time. As back here at Lincoln, Spencer Johnson wrapped up in a strong ling tackle. Not a sling tackle, a ling tackle. At Prospect, it's the Double Blues 3-2-20 against a disappointing North Adelaide 3-1-19. The Roosters got pounded by the Eagles last week. And speaking of pounding, Glenelg giving the Crows a pounding. Halfway through the second term, 45 plays 8. As back here at the action, Johnson with a attempted fend off, don't argue, but Mitch O'Neill with a wonderful tackle. Rewarded for holding the ball. Just tried to do a little bit too much there, did Johnson Barra, and O'Neill the recipient of the free.
Yep, it was good play there by O'Neill to grab him and bring him to the ground.
And brings it inboard and finds Lord. So Lord just backward of centre wing on that outer side. Former Athelston Junior. Some good run off half back here for Norwood. They'll wobble a kick inside 50. Favourable bounce maybe for Kenley. It does find 12-tree. Off to Simpson. Gives it to Callow. He'll want to get on the right boot. He squares a ball up. Goes backward to go forward. And Creswell takes a diving mark at about 40 metres out. And that was unselfish play from Jackson Callow there, Barrett, because he could have blazed away with a snapshot, but lowered the eyes, found a teammate in a better spot.
Yeah, he certainly did. And Creswell was screaming as hard as he could to get to Callow to get notice in there, as Callow almost got tackled, managed to get boot to ball. And, well, Creswell, he's probably about 45 metres out. Won't be an easy kick, but if he hits left post, should see it go through the middle.
Former South Adelaide player himself, but originally from Clarence in Tasmania, so yet another Tasmanian connection for Norwood. Of course, son of Darren, who played 244 games for the Swans. I'll never forget that day he was laying on the ground at the SCG trying to put his dislocated kneecap back in.
Yeah.
Son Jake, that is a shocker.
And even
no other better way to describe it.
His dad could still kick a ball.
Correct. So Creswell's kick, probably a forward tumbling, floating punt kick. Or as a colleague of mine, Chris Kendall, would say, it was an up-country mongrel punt. There's the kick in for Delahunty from West Adelaide. Defensive end down there, the hotel end. Searle wrapped up in a tackle. Prior opportunity certainly there. Free kick against West Adelaide.
And clearly holding the ball there. Tried to break two tackles. Didn't get rid of it. Holding the ball.
And Cooper Murley, one of the returning players this year for the Redlegs, bangs it inside 50. Callow there from the side. Couldn't bring it to ground. Good work defensively from the Bloods. I reckon it's May who put himself in a good spot to win a free kick. Right on the defensive goal line here for West Adelaide. So 3-5-23 Norwood. The Bloods 3-3-21. We've travelled about 10 and a half minutes rather in this second term. There's the ball just pinballing around at half back here. The Bloods just throw the boot to ball. Bramage front position. Good spoil. Graham. Collision coming up. Well done, Lodato. Went in low. That impressed coach Adam Hartlett to our right. Bounced straight back up off the pack, did Lodato. He'll be feeling that one tomorrow. A good courage from the West Adelaide player, the boy from the Seaton Ramblers. So right in front of your broadcast position, Phil Aspinall, Dave Barracliff. Free kick's going to go the way of West Adelaide. Riley Corbett taken over the shoulder. Might have even copped an accidental hit to the throat.
Big Boyd not happy about that decision, but was clearly there. Most ruckmen don't like it.
It was pretty obvious. So now Corbett will kick the ball inside, or just to the front of 50. Right forward pocket. Bramage flew. Discipline spoil there from the Norwood defender in Tom Graham. Corbett coming off for a spell now. Coming on for him is Ned Stevens. He'll probably compete this boundary thrown. In fact, no, Bramage comes over to go up against Big Boyd. Played some VFL for Werribee, did Boyd. Should get himself a free kick for hanging on, and did so. Former Jack Odie medalist, as I said, 64 hit-outs in a grand final. An amazing solo performance. Hands off to Seymour. Left half back, kicks towards a contest. Good body work by Patton. Just nudged his direct opponent out there in Finherd. And Will Patton read the play nicely. Not much to him, but that was good body work by the youngster. Stabs a ball in low. That was a dangerous kick, but a great mark there. Under weight of pressure for Sam Frost. So Frost now just wants to slow the tempo a little. We've ticked into the 12-minute mark here in the second term. Numbers here for Norwood. They'll spoil. Probably should have had one or two stay down. Panos did well. Good work from Graham in there. Squirts out the back to Maguire. He's wrapped up immediately in a tackle. No prior opportunity. Good chase down tackle from Cootie, and talked about his praises a few times. Not much known about him, but the former Essendon VFL captain, Barra, looks to be a good pickup for Redlegs.
Yeah, seems to be reading the play well and very willing to get in and get the ball.
So, speaking of doing well to get the ball, Panos got another possession, handballed it out there to Ling. Doing well, Ned Stevens. Couldn't quite keep it in play despite some nice aerobatic attempts. So the ball will be thrown back into play again. Right forward pocket. Southern end here at Port Lincoln. Back into play it goes. Boyd again. Searle couldn't get a hand pass away. Under some pressure here from Panos. Good work, Nelligan. They work it out through hands now, and it comes to the aforementioned Cootie. Under pressure, he's able to relieve a kick and find Hamilton. Steps back inboard around the would-be tackler and Searle, and then almost a little Gaelic-Irish dabbing kick. Not sure that was the best option. And then Hamilton again, the hand pass wasn't the greatest execution. Hurd tries to burst his way through Finn Variety. Nelligan went to ground. Handballs off to Morris. This might be an opportunistic goal for the Redlegs. It is! It wasn't pretty, but the result nonetheless, a goal to Norwood. And Morris gets his first, Norwood's fourth, 4-5-29, West Adelaide 3-3-21. And a couple of poor choices execution-wise from the Redlegs, Barra, but it will say a goal in the paper tomorrow.
Well, it certainly will, and I was just about to call that Nelligan's only had 3 possessions. He's now had 4. That was an important possession there, and a great goal there by Morris for getting his first.
So well done to Sam Morris, spending a bit more time through the midfield and forward of the ball. Renowned as a defender in his early part of his career. Norwood, as I said, 4-5-29. 9 scoring shots to 6, and the Redlegs lead by 8 points.
Kicking towards the scoring end, of course. That Breeze has probably picked up half a goal at this stage. Probably be looking at probably a 4-goal Breeze, I reckon.
It's right on cue. It blows my notebook over. Yeah, the flags in the backdrop there certainly blowing favourably to that northern end as a centre square infringement against the Bloods. It's going to go the way of Big Boyd. Norwood defenders and halfback streaming forward as Ling gets the kick laterally, finds a teammate here in Murley. He'll lower the eyes and honours the lead there of Bain and Lowe. So Lowe suggesting he might want to have a shot with the Breeze perhaps behind him. We're right behind it in the commentary position. Former Tassie Devils under-18s best and fairest and premiership winner in a season. Of course, a premiership player in 2022 for Norwood. Lowe will be called to play on as his kick. Well, it was ricocheted back in his direction, straight into the man on the mark. Good work there from the West Adelaide player in Dylan White. Takes the ball over the boundary line. So probably the better option from Bain and Lowe, Barra, would have been just a kick to the top of the square.
Most certainly would have been a little bit unlucky with the Westies player. Probably leaving a little bit early before the call, but the umpire called it play on and the ball was smothered.
So we toss back into play. Left forward pocket. Northern end. Barrett did well, rather front position. Couldn't quite get it out to Searle. Ricochets back out towards Cindenberry. May taken immediately in a tackle. And we'll have another ball up. Probably here in the backdrop there, the barking instructions from Adam Hartlett, the West Adelaide coach, sitting about 4 metres to our right. As Bramich took it out of the ruck, perhaps should have been pinged holding the ball. Squeezing it out of the congestion there was White. Kick towards half forward. Redfern applies a tackle on the Norwood skipper in Kennelly. And Jacob just tries to burst his way out of the congestion there. And umpire Williams will intervene. Throw the ball up. Bramich clearly in the back there of Boyd. Completely unnecessary from Big Dylan. And Boyd should be able to kick Norwood into a dangerous position. He'll go towards the teeth of goal. 12-tree couldn't quite take it. Patton with some composure. Hard up against the line. Still in play. Panos did really well. Squeezed a hand pass out to Lowe. Gets around the Bainan tackle. The kick towards a dangerous position. Coming through, Stevens did well. And the Bloods will look to repel from half back. Good work from Jordan White. Kicks out into some space. A race towards the ball there. First there for Norwood was Murley. Has some support in Boyle, the former West Adelaide and Crows player. And we see Norwood going 30 metres backwards just to control possession, Barron. They've worked their way out of that one nicely.
Yeah, they certainly have, and that was actually Donnelly's first possession. He's now about to get a second.
He's got two in 20 seconds.
course, playing as a backman, it's not always about possessions.
So Donnelly found Kennelly, rhyming phonetically, as the kick towards Finn Hurd. That's a great kick and a good pair of hands in front of Patton. So two very exciting youngsters there. Will Patton, the defender for the Bloods. Finn Hurd, the key forward for Norwood. Made his debut against Sturt in round one. Younger brother of Jack. So Patton standing right on the paint of 50. So Finn Hurd's backing himself in here, Barra.
As we see, Lowe's just gone off for a break and Hurd 50
22
metres out. This will take a big kick.
It will. The 22-year-old from Walkerville. Kicks on its way. Starts it at the right post. It's working back. It's not going to make the distance. It should be spoiled through, but the whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick to West Adelaide. It's going to go the way, I reckon, to Cinderberry. Made his league debut in this corresponding game last season. In fact, I reckon that's Darcy Minchella, apologies. As Finn Hurd on the second take, takes a nice mark. Too deep in the pack. Similar position to where he was earlier, but this time he's going to go to the teeth of goal. Looks for a lead down there. Good work, Morris. Brings it to ground. Cootie applies a tackle on his opponent. Will have a ball up about 25-30 metres out from Norwood's goal. They lead 4-5-29. Westies 3-3-21. Ball inside their attacking 50 for Norwood. There's an obvious free kick against the young fella there in Finn Hurd.
There was no disguising that.
And Riley Corbett certainly made it look obvious that the free kick and contact was there. In fact, it was Bramich, apologies. So Big Bramich will kick it towards us in the grandstand. Broadcast side, still in play. Has it gone over the line? Touched for a boundary throw-in. Feel the breeze up in the grandstand, picking up a little bit here. I reckon it's, yeah, like you said, Barra, 5 goals, maybe 4 to 5 goals blown to that northern end.
I think as the weather's predicting too, it'll only probably get stronger. Probably not a lot stronger, but just a little bit.
Yep.
Of course, advantaging Norwood in the final quarter.
Ball back into play. Bramich took it out of the ruck. Should be pinged holding the ball. Isn't. Kennelly maybe could have been pinged holding the ball. Wasn't. Squirts back underneath the contest. Kennelly on top of the footy. Umpire Sam Morgan says my ball.
Finn Hurd getting in and under getting that ball.
He's now going to compete in the ruck here against Bramich. Opposing number 12 trying to burst his way through for Norwood there was Simpson. Another Tassie connection. And again, stalemate and shoes will have a ball up. About 60 metres out from Norwood's goal. The kicking to the left of your SANFL now screen. Trust you're enjoying the coverage. Phil Aspinall, Dave Barracliff live from Port Lincoln as Kobe Ryan gets a hand pass out. He'll find a teammate at half-back in Morris. He'll kick towards the intended target of Ned Stevens. Couldn't take it. Spoils to ground. Cinderberry does well to apply a tackle. Ned Stevens' second effort was good, but he was wrapped up immediately in a Seymour tackle. We'll have a ball up right in front of your broadcast position. Bryce bringing all the shots on camera, doing a great job as always as Corbett takes it out of the ruck, throws it inside 50 with a kick. But well done, Jack Hurd. State representative takes a nice intercept mark and just had the boot come out the back of the heel. Cool to play on now. Tries to get around Cinderberry. Does so with ease. And looks for the big man in Boyd. Just couldn't quite judge the flight nicely. Read there by Redfern. Gets out of a tackle. Gives it back now to May. Touched off the boot, the call. Hurd with a good spoil. Looking down there for Boyd. He tries to get first to the footy. Searle took out the legs of a teammate. Could have been a high tackle on O'Neill. Applying a tackle there was Redfern. Nothing doing, said the umpire.
Umpire blindsided there, but O'Neill clearly taken over the shoulder.
Yep.
But unfortunately, you've got to be able to see him.
Yeah, he's looking through a bit of traffic there. As he goes with a throw up, does umpire Morgan. Johnson, the captain of the Bloods, the hand pass there, looking for a teammate of the Voice. Couldn't quite find Morris, who was saying it was touched, but it's going to be a free kick for last possession. 3-quarter time at Noarlunga. Central 11-5-71 leading the Panthers 9-5-59. North Adelaide responding after their shellacking against the Eagles. They're up 12 points over the Double Blues, and it's still the Tigers doing it very comfortably over the Crows. Tomorrow it'll be the Eagles against Port Adelaide at Montine Kia Oval. Back here at Port Lincoln, we'll give you some leading stats getters from the contest shortly as well. Sam May with a free kick inside defensive 50. We'll go long down the line. Corbett front position. Callow with a spoil middle of the pack. Overrunning it there was Morris. Kobe Ryan does well to feed out a hand pass. The Voice there over the top came from Maguire. He'll look now in board for Morris off the non-preferred left. looks to kick inside 50. Ball spills out the back for Ned Stevens. Got a hand pass looking for Cindenberry. Coming through there looked like Creswell rather. So Barry might have a couple of the leading stats getters from the contest so far.
Yeah, so for Norwood, O'Neill's got 13 good possessions, and Harry Boyd, of course, leading the way in the ruck. He's got 10 possessions. And for West Adelaide so far, Ryan's got 11 possessions, and Moline has 10 possessions.
No surprise to see Kobe Ryan leading the stats for West Adelaide, as Norwood have found themselves a free kick from the resumption of play there, as Boyd gives off now to Seymour, former Eagle and Adelaide Crow SANFL player. Outnumbered down here for West Adelaide through the fingertips of Patton. He's able to get it back in board now to Dylan White. Ricochet to May. Gets told by Adam Hartlett to our right just to kick the ball, and fortuitously found Joel Stevens. Wants to move the ball quickly. He'll go inside 50 looking for brother Ned. Good defensive spoil from the West Adelaide forward. Maguire did well to trap it, but forcing it over the boundary line under some pressure there. Looked to be Murley for Norwood. We've gone about 23 minutes in this second term. First quarter went 27.5 minutes with 5 opening quarter goals kicked. Norwood have managed 2 goals, 2 in this term. Westies yet to add to their quarter time score. There's the kick out of congestion, looking for Callow. Good one-on-one contest there. Delahunty did well, but then under pressure from Callow, sprayed it towards the ambulance, out of bounds on the full. And it will be brought back into play by Cooper Murley. Now he's going to bring it forward and give it to Creswell.
Interesting stat there, Phil. 64 tackles to Norwood, 26 to West Adelaide.
That's an amazing stat. 64, sometimes teams will only have that in a full game, so to not even half time. As the kick-in has been intercepted nicely here by Delahunty. Liam Delahunty. Been a bit of a football journeyman, played a couple of VFL games for Port Melbourne. Also played for that Ganmain Grong Grong Matong club I mentioned earlier. Second plug for them, and is doing well to keep the ball out of concern for the Norwood defence. Cooper Murley sees it over the boundary line. A bit of a hush over the crowd here. Norwood's home game in inverted commas, coming over to the beautiful, picturesque seaside town, Port Lincoln. Eyre Peninsula in South Australia. We trust you're enjoying the coverage on the SANFL Now broadcast, and for those watching on the AFL app, as O'Neill throws it on the boot, clears the danger zone momentarily. Westies with some numbers, lack of talk, but Patton will throw it on the boot. A high floating ball inside 50. Great contested mark, nearly paid there to Maguire. O'Neill perhaps a little unlucky there. Umpire Williams says it'll be my ball. About 40 metres out. Westies would love to get another goal on the board here. Norwood's defence holding strong for the moment. They'll work it out through hands, and now Seymour on the preferred left foot. We'll pop it out into some space for Cootie. Put it up the hand 1 minute. 12-tree able to crumb it. Back now to Creswell. He lowers the eyes, looks inboard. Couldn't find Kennelly on the full, but the skipper was up to the task. The hand pass to O'Neill, who went in on hands and knees. Back now to Kennelly off the non-preferred left. Kicks a shallow inside 50 entry. Patton couldn't take it. Morris in there for Norwood. A deft little touch, but well done defensively here from the Bloods. The hand pass from Jordan White was a little bit too hot for a teammate. Clever work here from 12-3. Taps it on to Cootie. Dribbles a ball towards goal. And a minor score will be registered as the siren sounds in the background. The second term going 26 minutes and 40 seconds. And at half-time, it's both noticed Sean Davidson come off with what we think to be a hamstring injury. We reckon he's done for the day. So the Bloods will be one less on rotation, but the umpire holds the ball aloft to get us underway in this second half. As the umpire throws the footy aloft, streaming through the centre of Centenary Oval was O'Neill for Norwood. First of the footy though, Moline against Bain and Lowe, and just throw the boot to ball, long raking kick to that outer side. Cinderberry did really well to get a fingertip on it, and we'll have a boundary throw in on that outer side wing here at Centenary Oval, Port Lincoln.
You can see how far that ball carried. It was just a quick around the corner and travelled a good 55 metres.
It's the 5th time a SANFL game has been played here at this oval. We go back to 1954, the first time when Glenelg defeated Torrens by 19 points. Of course, it used to be the home for Port Adelaide, the Magpies, before they became an AFL reserve side. They played a few games over here. And in the last 3 years, as I said, Westies and Norwood in the battle, as Boyd hits it down to Boyle. He's been pushed in the back. It'll be a free kick to Jordan Boyle, former vice-captain at West Adelaide. Gives off to the running Ling. That kick was a deft little chipping ball, and it wasn't accurate because it went out of bounds. And it will be Patton to bring the ball back in for West Adelaide. He's only a youngster. We've called him a few times, but Will Patton Barra certainly impressing for the Bloods.
Yeah, most certainly, and looks like he's got a good set of legs on him and can run hard.
Good long kick as well. There's a high floating ball there from Johnson. Bounces towards the arc of 50. Creswell attacked it beautifully. Corbett attacked him beautifully. And we'll have a bounce down 60 metres out from the West Adelaide goal. Again, they're kicking to the left of your SANFL Now screen. Trust you're enjoying the coverage both here and on the AFL app and the AFL website. As Boyle applying a tackle on his opponent. Again, take two. We'll have a ball up as Frost gets up off the bottom of the pack. By Galletley just to go and retrieve the footy. 76th game for Scott. Second coming as an umpire. Had some time off. As Kobe Ryan applies a tackle. The littlest man tries to tackle the biggest man in Boyd. Going nowhere, so Ryan did well to hold him in. And again, umpire Galletley throws it up. Pinballing around in the bottom of the pack there. Creswell in there, O'Neill as well. Kennelly applying a tackle, but Westies have forced it out to Johnston on the non-preferred right. The Blood skipper kicks them inside 50. Stevens down there, they need a crumb. Donnelly applies a tackle, squirts back out towards Ned Stevens. He's wrapped up by Ling and Donnelly in a tackle. We'll have a ball up about 35 metres out from the Bloods goal.
Kobe Ryan taking on Harry Boyd 180 centimetres to 198.
That's what I said. I reckon the smallest or second smallest versus one of the tallest, at least one of the biggest as well. And of course, these days we don't list the weight of the players, which I find an interesting decision.
It's clearly visible who's got the more kgs.
And on cue, he uses that weight, does Boyd, to hit it down though. It's into space for Ned Stevens. Kicks around the corner underneath the time clock here. The old school fashion clock dial time clock that shows the ball went over the boundary line. We've travelled about 4 minutes in this third term rather. I mentioned Ned Stevens before. It was brother Joel who kicked the ball inside 50. It's back into play. Shallow throw in. Boyd just hits it back over the boundary line into the crowd where a young fella gets a possession there. Boundary umpire ready to throw it back into play again under that old style time clock here. Centenary Oval in Port Lincoln. Boyd in a wrestle with Bramage. Two big fellas going at it. Kobe Ryan gets it back out, gives it to Frost on the non-preferred left. Frost with a kick. Ice in his veins. Great finish there from Sam Frost. A wonderful start for West Adelaide. And the Bloods get their fourth. They go to 4-3-27. Norwood 4-6-30. And what a great start for the Bloods and a great snap from Frost.
Yeah, a couple of shallow throw-ins there helped the West Adelaide Football Club. And, of course, Frost, that was a great clean hands, pivoted on his left boot, put it straight through the middle.
As I said, been a wonderful recruit for West Adelaide. Missed a bit of footy with injury. The boy from the Queanbeyan Tigers, former GWS player, got a big rap on him. He was an Allies under-18 state captain, so he's held in high regard. I reckon he won the Best Team Man award at West Adelaide, having only played 5 games, so it probably says a little bit about his character. He missed a lot of footy, as I said, through injury.
And has a lot of mates.
And has a lot of mates, exactly. Now,
looks like a free kick here.
A free off the footy, so we're back in the middle for a ball up from the goal and resumption of play. But it's a free kick against the youngster for West Adelaide in Minchella, and the resulting free kick will go the way of young Twelftree. So, might be all discipline here from the Bloods if Twelftree is successful. We've got the delayed replay. We'll get Barra to maybe keep an eye on what was paid. I think high contact was the decision. Minchella still having a chat to the umpire. The Twelftree will kick from 30 metres out. He's touched it. The man on the mark's managed to touch it, so a bit of misfortune there for Norwood and fisted over the boundary line. So a comedy of errors from both sides with the ill discipline, and then Twelftree certainly should have done better there, Barra, with almost, I guess, a freebie inside attacking 50.
Unfortunately, nothing on camera. It was all panned in the centre for the centre bounce, but unfortunately we couldn't see the free kick, but we presume it was over the shoulder, off the ball.
So the ball will be thrown back into play. Forward 50 for Norwood. Callow front position. Takes it out of the ruck. Tackled to ground. Putting his head down over the ball was Searle. Gives it back out to a teammate in Morrish. Hard up against the boundary line. The boy from Owen, Sunraysia League. Plays in defence for Westies, but came over as a recruited forward. Won a leading goal kicker award in the Sunraysia League.
I have a friend that lives in Owen.
Oh, yeah. Owen United. I think they're the Roos from memory.
Know the place well.
Started his SANFL career with the Bloods in number 53. He's progressed up to number 3. And again, it will be another ball up inside attacking 50 for Norwood. Hit out down there from Corbett. Comes to Panos, the king of Norwood. Puts it on the boot. Kicks towards the top of the square. Twelftree down there. Keeping his feet was Sindenberry. Gives it off now. Good opportunity coming out of defence from Minchella, rather. The kick, though, wasn't great. Ling first to the ball, went in low, but great pressure, good work and pick up from Morris. Flicks out a hand pass, trying to keep it in play. The kick found Redfern. The problem for Westies was he was over the boundary line, so out of bounds on the full.
Unfortunate for Norwood there. Cootie and Telftree both flew for the ball with no West Adelaide player in sight. Spoiled each other.
Seymour will bring the ball back into play. 8 games for the Crows, reserves 25 for the Eagles. Now premiership player with Norwood. Kick will be repelled out of defensive 50 again. Felt as a kick that was Lord. Perhaps could have been a downfield free. Boyle stood up in the tackle, gives it to Donnelly. His hand pass went astray. Over the line. Fisted there for Sam May. Be a boundary throw in. Left half forward for Norwood. A beautiful Viterra silos in the backdrop. Umpire throws the footy back over his shoulder. Good work Corbett, but only as far as O'Neill. Looking here for Cootie. Lodato did well, intercepted. Got a hand pass of sorts out for Frost. He kicked a great goal. Then kicks to grass. An open space run at the footy. First there could be Cinderberry for West Adelaide. Creswell did well, but Cinderberry did equally as well. Off the non-preferred left, inside 50. Looking for Bramich. Can he take it on the second juggle? Graham tracking him from behind. And Graham just gives him a nudge over the line. You need to pick your battles there, young man. Dylan's twice the size of you, but the ball nonetheless is a boundary throw in left forward pocket. The Bloods with another opportunity to get another goal and take back the lead. 30-27, Norwood 4-6-30, West Adelaide 4-3-27. Tracking it towards the line again was Creswell, and over it goes.
It's got to be front and back. It's got to be front and back.
Again, Adam Hartlett just barking some instructions a couple of metres to our right. Apologies if the effects picks up some of the frustration from Hartlett. It's back into play. Neither ruckman with a decisive hit out. Lodato head over the footy. Boyd taken to ground in a tackle, squirts out the back of the contest. Graham has some support through Ling, the former Sydney Swan. Runs his full measure off the left boot. It's a well-weighted kick and it finds Twelftree a long way from goal. Norwood really need to get a goal here, Barrow. Westies have had all the attacking in the opening start of this half, of this third term.
As we see him flooding back, Telftree having to take the mark on the half-back flank and is actually playing in the half-forward.
Just slowing down possession now. Boyle took a mark, being chipped short and found Pierce Seymour. He's going to switch now towards this broadcast side where Graham's taken the mark for Norwood. So Tom Graham stabbing balls, a poor one. Poor execution there from Norwood, and Cinderberry's intercepted. He's got players blazing inside 50. Might be able to even make the distance with a long kick with the breeze behind him. Jai Cinderberry kicks towards the top of the square, and Stevens couldn't take it. Lodato down there, going to ground. Looked like Billy Cootie through the fingertips of Morris. A chance here for Nelligan. He's wrapped up immediately in a tackle, though. And a dangerous tackle it is. So it's a dump tackle against the Norwood player. In fact, the West Adelaide player, rather. And it's going to go the way of Nelligan. I'm chatting about Henry off air. Barrett, good to see him back after a year off overseas.
Certainly did. I think he's come back quite refreshed, getting plenty of possession. And that was definitely a sling tackle.
And in his third number, he's getting in another mark now. Started his career in 44. Played in number 2 before travelling overseas, and now in number 9. He's got involved with the possession, kicks in board, finds O'Neill, takes 2 running bounces, gives it off to Cootie. He'll now look for a target towards 50, and it's well-weighted kick to find Creswell. Be kicking into the bit of a breeze. Jake Creswell looking for a lead from Callow. A low stabbing ball is a good one, and Callow's marked in the right forward pocket, about 30 metres out, and that was good patient build-up from Norwood. And Jackson Callow with the mark inside 50, Barra.
Yeah, it was a good play by Creswell there too. He was down, instigating a tackle down in the half-back line not more than about 40 seconds ago. He's run the length of the ground, got a possession and has hit Callow probably about 25 to 30 metres out, but on an acute angle, Phil.
Well, Jackson kicked a nice goal in the first term from a similar position, perhaps not as tight an angle, but certainly distance won't be an issue, just a matter of accuracy. He's taking his full time allotment to Jackson Callow. And the approach now. Kick on its way across the face. It's trying to work back, but it's going to be a minor score, the result. So the first blemish on the scoreboard for Callow. 2 goals, 1 now for the Tasmanian. And we see Norwood go to 4-7-31. West Adelaide 4-3-27. 4-point advantage to the Norwood Football Club. This looks to be White rather. Jordan White to bring the ball back into play. It's a well-weighted kick. Is it a mark almost paid to Patton? Nothing doing. Finn Hurd did well. Got a hand pass out. Boyle stood strong in the tackle. Hand pass wasn't pretty though. Intercepted there. Looked to be Searle. Nearly had the jumper ripped off over the top of his head. And off the bottom of the pack. Will be another ball up. Enjoyed the battle between Corbett and Boyd. Boyd won it down to Boyle, hitting the ball at full pace. He's wrapped up immediately in another tackle. I'll give you some scores from around the grounds. We'll be nearing full time at Noarlunga. And the Dogs ran away with a win, 14-9-93, defeated South 10-7-67. There's the kick towards Norwood's arc of 50, but intercepted nicely by Moline. And that's the first time, Barra, in about 9 years that the Dogs have won their first three. Off to a good start this season. I think we're going to have a very even SANFL competition this year. South might maybe find themselves in a bit of a struggle, but again, Barrett on that outer side with a big fly. Couldn't take it, brings it to ground. Boyd wrapped up in a tackle. And Stacks on the mill. And it's hard to get a form line on teams 3 rounds in, Barra, but I think just historically, most teams don't bottom out for too long, so we should have a pretty even season.
We should do, and so, like you say, the Doggies are possibly going to start with the first 3 wins. Mind you, that's after about 9 premierships. Let's not forget.
We had a pretty good run back in the 2000s. As ball back inside, attacking 50 for Norwood on that outer side. Well done by Moline on hands and knees. Gives it off to his teammate there in Searle, who just ran out of real estate and over the boundary line in front of the RSL club on that outer side.
I think we're also still rebuilding as a league too after COVID, which was like probably 5 years ago, but it's taken a while for the list to settle a little bit. And,
agreed.
A different style of play and a different style of recruiting as well.
I definitely think it's been an improved competition in recent seasons as Boyd took it out of the ruck, gives it to Ling, bangs it inside attacking 50. Callow at the back, spills over the top of the contest and touched off the boot. Will be a boundary throw-in, I reckon, or is it no? Last possession free. It's going to go the way of Lucas Moline, originally from the Leeton Witten Crows over there in the Riverina League. So he runs his full measure out of defensive 50. Pretty casual kick, but an accurate one to find the skipper in Isaac Johnson. Pretty talented family, Barra. Brother Spencer plays cricket for Australia, former Redback player and
quick bowler.
Very quick bowler, very express. Pretty good size as well. He's about 200 centimetres. He'd make a good footballer.
Can't wait till I see him on the field. It'd be great.
As that kick from Spencer Johnson wasn't great, or Isaac rather, the brother. Intercepted by Norwood. Inside 50, they can raffle it. And a chance here for Finn Hurd, who's taken the mark 40 metres out. And perhaps just a little bit of lack of execution there from West Adelaide, proving costly. Hurd, importantly though, Barrett, needs to go back and make the Bloods pay.
Yeah, most certainly. This is their second shot on goal in the first half of this third quarter. And as we say, it's the one that Westies probably need to capitalise on. So Finn Hurd is going to be kicking from probably about 40 metres out. It'll be almost into the teeth of the breeze, so it's going to take a good kick.
Debuted in round 1 against the Double Blues, as I said. Last week against Glenelg, 11 touches, 6 hit-outs, 4 inside 50s. Hurd, kick on its way. Looks good off the boot. The umpire moves a little, but he snuck it in. Norwood get a goal. They get some support in the crowd. And who supports community footy in SA? Amy does. Be sure to tick CTP with Amy for your insurance. And Norwood get their 5th. 5-7-37. Westies 4-3. That's, of course, 21. And we've gone in this third term about 14 and a half minutes. And important there that they rewarded themselves for the strong effort with the intercept and the goal to Hurd, Barra.
Yeah, and that's a great kick too. That's going through at three-quarter post high there, and it's against the breeze, so that's the equivalent of kicking over probably 50 metres. So that's a great kick by Hurd. A bit of a downer there for Westies.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, particularly the skipper in Johnson, who's probably just didn't push off the mark enough. As we get you some other scores from around the grounds as well. Still North Adelaide in a bit of an upset, 38-33 leading the Double Blues halfway through the third term. And the Crows getting touched up by the Tigers at the Bay. So we'll have a second stoppage back here at Centenary Oval. Mitch Maguire giving the ball back to the umpire. So Finn Hurd, the goal kicker's gone in the ruck up against Bramich, who won the handball out. Stevens here. Joel Variety with a clearance. Gives it off now to a teammate. He gets a long raking kick forward. Bloods go inside attacking 50. A chance here. In the right forward pocket. Sindenbury dispossessed. Thought it could have been a free going the way to Jack Hurd. Nothing doing to the umpire. Seymour forces the ball up with a strong tackle inside the forward 50.
Glenelg definitely bouncing back after being defeated by the Red League last week.
Yeah, they've had a bit of an up and down start, the reigning premiers. But I know, having called Adelaide against the Dogs last week, it's probably one of the least strongest SANFL sides I've seen for the Adelaide Crows in their 10 years in the competition. as Ling's got himself a free kick. Cinderberry a little fortunate to not give away a 25-metre penalty. So kick to centre-half back now, and Cootie's taken the mark. Lowers the ice, chips short, and honours the lead of Bain and Lowe. It's on the back edge of the cricket wicket area here in Port Lincoln. They'll go laterally now to Graham. He'll be hoping to execute his skills better than last time, where he kicked it down the throat of Jai Cinderberry. Plays for the opposition as the kick from Graham. Long to half forward. Big spoil there from Minchella. Fists it towards the line, and over it goes for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of your broadcast position, Phil Aspinall, Dave Barracliff, Bryce on camera. And SANFL now, afl.com.au on the AFL app. We trust you're enjoying the broadcast here from Port Lincoln. So Finn Hurd up against the man mountain in Bramich. Bramich won it from the side, down to Maguire. On hands and knees, gets a hand pass out. Good work there from Joel Stevens, gives it off to Redfern. Looks to go towards the arc of 50. Corbett couldn't quite take it, went to ground. Seymour reads the play nicely at the back, got a hand pass out, but that was an incorrect disposal, so it's holding the ball. And Seymour suggesting, I've got a handball on it, but umpire Ben Williams is saying, sorry Pierce, I saw it differently. So sometimes you've got to go with the whistle, Barra, and West Adelaide are going to be fortunate there rather to get the free kick.
Well, the whistle is final. I've never seen an umpire overturn a
change
decision.
his mind. No, correct. The decision has gone the way of the West Adelaide player, Ned Stevens.
Tough kick from this pocket.
Yeah, especially into the breeze. You have to start it, I reckon, at the right post and let the breeze work it back. Ned Stevens. 16 hit-outs, 9 disposals the last time these sides met over here. That is almost a great kick. It hit the post. I think it might have brushed the aluminium upright. It did, as the goal umpire confirms with the touching of the post. So the Bloods go to 4-4-28. They're 9 points behind Norwood, 5-7-37. As you said, Barrett, third term is a premiership quarter, and neither side really getting a stranglehold on each other at the moment.
Yep, and that's a great kick out for Norwood there. So Westies obviously needed to capitalise on that. They need to be in front at three-quarter time to have a show.
It was unlucky for Stevens, but the kick was a good one, as you mentioned, marked by Finn Hurd. He goes to that outer side looking for 12th treat, taken by Maguire. Over the boundary line. Be a throw-in on that outer side. So the umpire ready to throw the ball back over his shoulder. 19 minutes we've got in this third term. Hurd against Bramich. Bramich won it down. Ricochets back in the Hurd direction though. Finn did well. Gave it to Panos. Now to the running O'Neill, who'll go inside 50. Spills over the top of the contest there. May couldn't get a hand on it. Opportunity here for Norwood. The dribbler kick from Cootie. The dribbler misses. I think that might have hit the post as well. So back-to-back posters for either side respectively. And the scores now go to Norwood 5-8-38. 10 points in front of West Adelaide, 4-4-28. And if he was successful, Barra, that would have been a brilliant goal, a dribble goal, a Daniel Motlop-style goal from Cootie.
And, of course, being a bit of a red leg supporter myself, I can tell you there was a heart moment there.
I felt the palpitation. So the behind to Cootie sees West Adelaide bring the ball back in. Billy Cootie, a great pick-up for Norwood in this off-season. Kind of replaces a couple of the recruits they lost in the off-season. Did really well in the contest there. Went on Nelligan, got a hand pass out to Morris. Was he pushed in the back? Was it holding the ball? No, said the umpire.
Donnelly back on for the Redlegs.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a quiet day. Hasn't had too many possessions. There's the quick kick out of congestion there from the West Adelaide player in Maguire. Into the centre circle it goes, and we'll have another ball up. Double Blues hit the front at Unley, at Prospect rather, 6-4-40 to North Adelaide, 6-2-38. As O'Neill scrambles over the top of the contest, Westies player needs to be careful there. I reckon that was Obst, nearly gave away a free kick. Well done, Patton hit the contest hard, take it immediately in a tackle. Slow to get to his feet, but it was courageous from the young man. Bramich compete against Finn Hurd. Finn Hurd won this one down. Bain and Lowe second to the footy, but he wraps up his opponent White immediately in a tackle. Still inside the centre square, but attacking side for Norwood. Kicking up the hill, so to speak, the southern end here at Centenary Oval. Panos manages to squeeze a hand pass out. O'Neill goes inside 50. Good positioning. Cootie just got separation on his opponent in Sam May and Billy Cootie. Well, Barrow, he's shown to be a dominant midfielder, but he can also rest forward. Unlucky not to get that dribbler goal, but now he can make amends and have a set shot from 40 out.
Yeah, certainly can. Cootie's playing really a strong game of football today. He's made sure he's everywhere he needs to be. He's down in the back line where he needs to be, and of course now he's going to have a shot on goal, probably about 40 metres out.
Only 2 games into the season, but he's averaging 24 disposals.
Currently sitting on 15.
And lining up for his first goal. So the kick starts at right, stays that way, registers a minor score. So back-to-back points for Cootie, as Westies coach Adam Hartlett leaves his position up here in the grandstand to head down to ground level.
It's actually 3 points to Cootie now.
He hasn't had the kicking boots on today, has Billy. So we're about 22 minutes into this third term. Great mark on that outer side to Patton. Certainly been impressed by his game today. He may feature later on after the contest in the SANFL Now Player of the Game votes. Responsibility to Barrow there to give us the 3-2-1 as Bramich flies again through his fingertips. Overrunning it out there was Graham. O'Neill gets a handball out. Looked for the target there in Simpson. Couldn't quite take it cleanly. They might have turned the ball over here. Corbett just rushes a handball inside 50. Creswell goes to ground. Bobbing up like a cork in the ocean was Searle. Moline did well. Just extricates his way through the traffic. The kick is a rush one. It was touched off the boot. Graham wraps him up. And we'll have the ball up inside the Westies attacking 50. Norwood's defence just panicked a couple of times there, Barrett. Westies' pressure was good.
They certainly have, and sometimes it's been costly. We'll see what happens in this ball up.
Stevens takes it out of the congestion, gives it out now to his teammate in Redfern. The snap around the corner, the goal to the Bloods. Redfern kicks his first, and the game's back on knife's edge. West Adelaide move along to 5-4-34. Norwood 5-9-39. We've gone 23 minutes in this third term. And it was just persistence from the Bloods, the pressure. They forced the turnover, got the handball out, and Redfern kicks truly.
Well, that was true, and that's Redfern's first goal. And, of course, that's the old thing when inside forward 50 trying to get a stoppage, set your play up. And, of course, Redfern was in lots and lots of space and an easy snap over his shoulder.
Great finish there from Luke Redfern. Again, a recruit for the Bloods from the Riverina region. Former Judo West Academy player, but played for Coolaman, the Grasshoppers. Their 2021 reserves best and fairest in the corresponding game here last year. 13 touches, 3 tackles and 2 goals. Kicked an important goal again today here in Port Lincoln. So back underway. Umpire Morgan with another nice bounce. Boyd with a hit out. Searle overran the footy. Kennelly there as well. Simpson gets a hand pass out, but again, that's not a handball correct to the letter of the law. So a disposal illegal. As the kick was a short one there from Kobe Bryan. Couldn't find teammate in the end, but it squirts out now to Moline, so a chance for the Bloods to go forward again. The kick is a good one. Cinderberry had it drop out of the fingers. Donnelly did well. Redfern, the goal kicker there. Well done by Boyle. Just wanted the footy more, kept it in the contest, and now he's going to be pinged holding the ball. So I suppose that's modern footy, Barra. If you pick up the footy, you don't dispose of it legally. You had prior opportunity, and now Redfern can line up for back-to-back goals.
He certainly can, and he's a bit of a chance here too. He might be sitting and kicking from 55 out, but if he has a go, which he's going to try, but setting the ball up.
He's going to top it inside 50 to the teeth of goal. Sliding attempt at a mark there. Cinderberry taken over the line by Graham.
Good play by Graham there. You'd rather concede a point than keep the ball in play.
So the boundary umpire is going to get a chance to throw the ball in just to the left of the score, the right of the scoreboard rather, that shows a 5-point ball game. 5-9-39 Norwood. Westies 5-4-34. About to tick into the 25-minute mark here at Centenary Oval. Ball inside 50. Ned Stevens taken to ground in a tackle by the Norwood player in Seymour. But again, in a dangerous spot here for Norwood's defence. Quick kick out of congestion. Might see the Redlegs take the lead as Frost smothered the kick out of the contest. Might have hurt the shoulder again. Is that a hanging on free kick to West Adelaide? Nothing doing, said the umpire. Ling got away with one. Frost still down behind play at the top of the goal square. Lodato ducked out of the tackle. They managed to get some kind of effective kick on the ball. Good work defensively, Murley, but it comes to Moline. The kick around the corner. Frost might be in a bit of trouble here. Cinderberry goes one way then the other. Can he get rid of it? He does. He coughs the footy up, and only as far as Ling. So Norwood will look to clear again for the moment. Corbett sits under it. Well done there by Graham. Coming over the top, it was Callow, in fact. A rush kick towards the top of the goal square. Chance for Norwood to try and repel. Again, still Frost down behind play. As Westies again will go inside attacking 50. Delahunty with a wobbly kick along the ground. And Ling doing well out of defensive 50. Off the Declan Hamilton. He's been pretty quiet by his standards.
Frost has not moved, Phil.
Yeah, he's in agony, I reckon.
Finally got a trainer. That could be the shoulder in the day.
And he's already had trouble with that shoulder, and Umpires might need to just take stock of the game at the moment and know that there's a player in a pretty precarious position. We finally have a bit of common sense here. Well done by umpire Sam Morgan, as Isaac Johnson has taken the mark 50 metres out, but Sam Frost, I'm not sure that it might be the shoulder. He might have been completely winded because he laid his body across the boot of Big Boyd when he kicked the footy. But nonetheless, he's on his haunches and he's not in a good way. Pretty sure it's Frost. We'll confirm that in a moment. But as we said, when we're back with the action, once time on has been blown back on, it'll be Isaac Johnson, the skipper of West Adelaide, to have a shot on goal. Doesn't kick too many goals, Isaac. His 50th game last week, 45 goals, so just under a goal a game. As the stretcher has been called for the West Adelaide side, but now not needed. Yeah, it is. And he's clutching at the stomach there, Barris. I reckon he just got a Harry Boyd boot or shin, I guess, into the gut. So that wouldn't have been ideal from Frost, and I certainly think he's had the wind taken out of him.
Let's hope it's not a rib injury. Hard to come back from a rib injury.
Some players, just sometimes they're unlucky with injury, and Frost has had a pretty bad run for West Adelaide. He looks in a fair bit of pain. The trainer's holding the arm, his left arm there, just kind of in a limp position. So see if we can get confirmation at the end of the game. But the result will be West Adelaide having a shot on goal. Caden Brand, the former Westies runner and skipper, was the man that brought the stretcher out, but not needed.
Sometimes when they're holding an arm like that, it could actually be a dislocation. I'm trying to have a look, and it looks like it could possibly be drooping down a bit there. That looks like it might be a dislocation.
So umpire blows time back on, and it's now with Isaac Johnson. Talked about his brother Spencer being a pretty handy cricketer for Australia. Isaac not bad in his own right. Played A grade for East Districts, I think. East Torrens, rather. So Johnson on the runway, gets close to the man on the mark. Big raking left foot kick. Has it got the distance? Has it got the accuracy? It's still in play. A chance here for a scramble on the goal line, but a minor score. The result touched off the boot. So the Bloods go to 5-5-35. Norwood 5-9-39. So a low-scoring game with just 10 goals between us, but between the two sides rather. But it's been a pretty dour arm wrestle. 2024 Peter Teakle Cup. The victory team will receive the trophy, just sitting a couple of metres to my left here. As on that outer side over the boundary line it goes, we'll have another throw in.
Currently held by the West Adelaide Football Club.
It is, one each apiece. We started off a couple of years ago, and Norwood in the first game got the points there, and then Norwood and Westies, as we said last year, victorious. They win that by 12 points last year.
Talked to Ben Teakle this morning, and he said to me that he would be glad to have the thing back at the Inquiry on the shelf.
Norwood would like to claim it back, as Westies have something to say about that. Inside 50 goes Maguire. Bramich there couldn't take a good spoil from Graham, and over the boundary line it will go. So 29 minutes and change in this third term. We've seen Westies kick 2 goals 2, whereas Norwood have kicked 1 goal 3. So it's been a pretty even contest on the scoreboard and out on the park. As Boyd hits it down though to an opposition, Maguire gives a hand pass off to a teammate under a fair bit of pressure there in Moline. An opportunity for Norwood to clear. Ling chased down from behind by Stevens. As the siren sounds just as Big Corbett took a contested mark, but not the grit that they've had in this final term. We'll see what transpires. 30 minutes of footy left. We'll get some stats when we get the next stoppage in play, but we're underway in the final term. Bramich will face off against Big Boyd. There's a nice bounce from umpire Williams. There's neither ruckman with a hit out, and Boyd clearly held there when not in possession. Bramich disappointed and frustrated with the decision, but a right one, no doubt. So the first clearance and inside 50 will go the way of the Redlegs. A long kick here from the big man in Boyd. Callow crashes the pack. 12th did well, comes out to Boyle. He's on the non-preferred right. He kicks around the corner, sets it up for Panos. For doing well there with the spoil over the line for West Adelaide was Dylan White. So it'll be a boundary throw in right forward pocket. Barra, some of the stats?
So disposal efficiency for Norwood, they're clearly in front now, 77 to 66%. The biggest stat that's unusual was 113 tackles to Norwood and 56 to Westie, something I've never seen.
Wow, what a discrepancy.
And the scoring efficiency, well, West Adelaide are behind, but they are scoring a little bit more accurate.
And of course, Norwood with 14 scoring shots to 10. As the Bloods will try and clear it for the moment, but Seymour with a nice intercept mark. Originally from the Payne and Norwood Union Falcons. A long raking left foot kick. He'll pop it down towards the teeth of goal. A mark to Callow. 3 deep. He wasn't expecting it to begin with. I reckon 12th tree was in the box seat. But Jackson Callow, the former Hawk, has taken the mark in the right forward pocket. It's going to be tough for a right footer, but you can see Barry looks to be lining up to kick around the corner left foot, but this could be the perfect start for Norwood.
Standard procedure when you're for a footballer these days to kick around the corner, but once again that ball with that breeze, instead of travelling 35, 40, is going to carry 50.
Yep. So Callow facing into the field of play, opens the angle, goes on the non-preferred left, kicks, good contact, but he's made it narrow, and a minor score the result for Callow. So 2 goals 2 now for Jackson, 5 goals 10-40 go the Norwood side. West Adelaide 5-5-35. As Moline will look to bring the ball back in for West Adelaide. Third best in their win against Port Adelaide last week was Moline. There's a kick long to this broadcast side. Donnelly flew early, bit of aerial ping pong. Comes out now to O'Neill, spun around in a tackle, and over the boundary line it will go for a throw in. Good tackle there from West Adelaide youngster Jordan White.
Kennelly very quiet in that third quarter. He didn't get a possession, still sitting on 11 possessions.
He's had a bit of a quiet day at the office, the skipper. Was impressed by Jordan White's tackle there. The boy from Renmark is back into play. Doing well. It's Joel Stevens. Handballs forward of the ball to the aforementioned Jordan White. Will use the safety of the boundary line to step over despite being tackled by Jake Creswell. So directly in front of your broadcast position, Phil Aspinall, Dave Barracliff, your commentary team. SANFL now. We trust you've enjoyed the coverage this afternoon from beautiful Port Lincoln, also on the AFL app. He's back into play. Chance here for O'Neill. Can't take it cleanly. White with some pressure. Still hard up against the line, and it goes over now for a throw-in.
O'Neill, the major possession getter on the ground, 24 possessions.
I know the Norwood Footy Club are very happy to get him from South Adelaide. Dare I say, another Norwood Tasmanian connection with O'Neill originally from North Hobart. Spent all of season 2020 on West Coast list, which was the COVID year, and he openly talked about the challenges mentally that it was to not play an AFL game, to be away from friends and family, and kind of felt a little bit out of the environment that is an AFL club because of the uniqueness of COVID. He's been a pretty handy player for South Adelaide, and of course now with Norwood. Sell, the former Tiger, gets a hand pass to the voice of a teammate there in Mattingly. Up against the line, still in play. And we should have a boundary throw in. I said Mattingly, it's Dylan White, apologies. As Boyd can take this out of the ruck. He was pile drive by Joel Stevens there in the tackle. Thought it might have been holding the ball. And it goes forward of the contest towards Seymour. Boyd just perhaps getting up a little gingerly, but doesn't affect him there to win the hit out down to Creswell. Handball over the top, looking there for Cootie. Couldn't take it cleanly. Well done again from Dylan White. Kicks towards half forward for West Adelaide. You can hear the breeze picking up through the effects mic, blowing Barra's paperwork away. And Seymour again gets up off the bottom of the pack. As you said, Barrett's just picking up a little bit. You expected it as the afternoon went on. It's now probably still blowing about 4 to 5 goals to that northern end. 4 to 5 goals. It'll all be about the possession, as we see the captain getting another one. Yeah, off the left foot. Kennelly with his 12th disposal. Kicks towards half forward. Bring it to ground. Well done. Panos socket it to his own advantage. Will it still stay in play? Callow comes out at it full chested. Does well. Gets a handball in board. Good work here from Norwood, and they go inside 50. Clever footy from Hamilton, lowered the eyes, could have blazed away, but 2 of the more senior Redlegs players involved there, and Matty Panos doing Matty Panos kind of things. Drifts forward.
If he's not trying to kick, as he has a shot for goal here, he's going to put it straight through the middle. Well done to Matty Panos. Had the ball on the half-forward flank. It was like he was having a shot for goal, dribbling it down the line there, and Seymour hit him up in the just outside the centre, the forward 10-metre square, and an easy goal there to Panos. Yeah, Norwood 6th, Panos first. He goes to 6. Norwood go rather to 6-10-46. Extend their lead out against Westies 5-5-35. It was just clever footy, experienced footy from 2 senior campaigners, Declan Hamilton and Matty Panos combining. And he took no time, quickly opened up the angle and kicked his first. And you think from here, Barra, the momentum with Norwood, it might be hard for the Bloods to peg it back. Yeah, my apologies, Hamilton it was too. So he had a cool head on top of his shoulders then to hit Panos up, who had run probably about 45-50 metres to get that ball. So, 33-year-old veteran Matty Panos. Boy from Ross Trevor, as the umpire will recall that bounce. So the first goal, the final term, who supports community footy in SA, Amy does.
Of course, they support community footy throughout all of SA. Do a wonderful job. A great partner of the SANFL. It's back underway. Boyd won it down, follows up his own work. O'Neill overran it. Boyd tried to get boot to ball. A second attempt, sees a little dinky kick towards Lowe. Trapped it and gave it towards Simpson, who wasn't expecting it. Simpson did well on hands and knees, tries to farm it out again. Good work in there from Frost. So great, Barra, to see Sam Frost from West Adelaide back out there. So he might have either got a stinger or maybe winded, but nonetheless, great to see him out there.
Yeah, obviously, nothing dangerous or too painful. He's come back out, so...
Good courage there from Sam Frost, who's as tough as they come from all reports. There's another stoppage in the centre of Centenary Oval. Corbett perhaps won this one down to Kobe Ryan. Hasn't been his normal busy, industrious self. I reckon, doing the notes during the week, his stats from this corresponding game last year stood out. He was best on ground, 28 touches, 16 tackles, 11 clearances, 4 rebound 50s. Hasn't had the same impact today.
Just 17 possessions.
As the free kick's been paid here to Nelligan. So Henry Nelligan, 65, 70 metres out from goal, goes inside 50, a shallow entry, good spoil, Delahunty, good body work, O'Neill for Norwood, gives it back to Simpson, back to Nelligan, Norwood working it out through hands, and they've turned the footy over though, good work from the Norwood forwards though. Donnelly did well to keep it in fact, apologies, that was Bain and Lowe, getting my redheads from Tasmania mixed up for Norwood. As Lowe forced the ball up with the smother and then the tackle on the West Adelaide player in white. So 40 metres out. The breeze again just picking up a little bit, favouring Norwood towards that northern or hotel end. Spinning out of trouble there was Johnson. Threw it on the boot. Didn't go the required distance. Seymour aware of that. Tried to throw it on the boot. Was buffeted off the ball. Ling picked it up off his non-preferred right. Just put too much on it. You see the breeze, even with a deft little 20-metre kick there, Barra, the breeze just took it over the line and out of bounds on the full. Yeah, most certainly did, and that's where Westies are going to struggle. You're kicking into that breeze, is only going to go 30 metres, it's going to come back 50 metres over the back here. So they're going to need to run and carry the ball into the breeze. As Moline will run his full measure, kick towards centre wing on that outer side. Players set themselves. Front position there was Ned Stevens. Kobe Ryan got a hand pass out, but he might have coughed it up. Intercepted here by Ling. He's wrapped up immediately in a tackle. So Norwood looking to go for their third consecutive win to start the year. Just imagine they lost their first 8 last year. Came home with a wet sail. First time in a long time that the reigning premiers lost 8 in a row. It was an amazing, you just couldn't believe it. Could not believe the start that the Redlegs had last year. As a resumption of play, Simpson with a high floating kick towards half forward. Good spoil out there, Patton. Moline mops up at the back. Chipping ball look there for the skipper in Johnson, over the top to the industrious Ryan. And Kobe Ryan now kicks towards a leading target in Cindenbury. Donnelly rather did well for Norwood. Back to Ling. Seen a few occasions today, Barra. Norwood unafraid to kick the ball backwards to find a teammate in a better spot, and now it's with Alistair Lord. Yeah, and especially going towards the right-hand side as we look. That's going against the breeze, but that then sets them up to be able to drive the ball back long. Agreed. As they use the outer side wing now. Fly at the back there from Finn. Hurd couldn't quite bring it to ground. Johnson in there for the Bloods, as is Frost, and will force a ball up on that outer side wing. Thought that was going to be one of those moments where we called the big mark. Yeah, he didn't quite hold on to it long enough. It was at the back. Boyle from the stoppage kicks into the middle of Centenary Oval. It's been intercepted here from Searle. It's got a flurry of the local teenagers coming up, sitting in the grandstand, just blocking our view. Quite a few of these young fellas played this morning. Of course, the representative games. Great to see them out there having a kick and a catch as ricocheted off the boot of Creswell. A chance here for West Adelaide, lowering the eyes and running inside 50. Dylan White now blazes towards goal. It's a high floating ball. Tried to work it back on the breeze but couldn't quite get the goal. And the first score of this final term is a point to West Adelaide. They go to 5-6-36, Norwood to 6-10-46, so a 10-point ball game. Still in at the Bloods. They're going to have to obviously run and carry the ball inside 50, but Norwood's still in the box seat. There's a long kick from Donnelly into the middle Centenary Oval. O'Neill handballs forward to the ball, and they needed an opportunity here for Nelligan. The bounce didn't quite favour him. He's not the tallest guy out there, but it bounced over the top of his head. That's just the uniqueness of our oval-shaped ball, Barra. Certainly is. We can just see by the kick out then how far it went. It was 1.5 kicks, and we're already in the forward 50 for Norwood. It's definitely an advantage with this breeze. Absolutely, as Westies will try and repel. As the quick kick out of congestion, as Frost kicked it. I reckon he might have injured himself as he kicked the ball as well, because he's laying on his back, but a ball in the hands now of the Norwood player and Alistair Lord. He'll kick long inside 50. Corbett backing back. Didn't know what was coming. He was actually interfered with by a teammate And caught one around the ears, did Riley Corbett, but it was courage nonetheless.
Frost looks like he's either gone down with cramp by the looks, or maybe a hamstring.
Hopefully for him it's cramp, and it might be double hammy cramp, which was never ideal. I've got a terrible hamstring cramp on the flight coming over, and on the tight Rex plane, there's nowhere to put your legs.
And there's nowhere to go.
But yeah, hopefully it is just cramp for Frost, because the trainers are just stretching out both his legs. As Ladado takes the mark at half-back for West Adelaide. The boy from Seaton kicks to a dangerous 2-on-1 outnumber. Johnson nearly took the mark. He needs to hold the ball in his zone. He did well in the end, but he's forced the footy as a turnover. Kennelly, the opposing captain, inside 50. Callow couldn't take it. Chance here for Patton again. Westie's defence standing strong. Going out to that outer side, Corbett. Will he be able to keep it in play? Good work from Minchella. Just got a fingertip on it. As Frost appears to have shaken off the cramp for the moment.
Let's hope it's just cramp, otherwise they're another rotation down. That'll be very, very telling.
Already down one with Sean Davidson off with an ankle injury just before half-time. So the ball.
Cooper Murley back on the ground.
Right half forward on that outer side here. Centenary Oval. Corbett with a hit out from behind. Kennelly had the kick partially smothered. Well done by Sell. Was he pushed in the back? Umpire said no. We'll have another ball up just outside the attacking 50. Norwood kicking to the left of your SANFL now screen. The northern end here at Centenary Oval. Stevens, Joel Variety did well. Got it out there to a teammate in Dylan White. His kick was effective to that outer side wing, and it's a free kick going the way of Maguire. Ling didn't quite hear the whistle, I don't think, because he thought Maguire was wanting advantage, and it's actually going to come back to Searle. On a flag and a reserves best and fairest. A reserves flag for Glenelg last year. He's just run himself into a bit of trouble. Good work there from Ben Simpson. And Searle kick goes long to the outer side. Joel Stevens tries to bring it to ground, but again, Norwood's defence standing strong. Like the game of Lord today. Get to start thinking about your 3-2-1s, Barrett.
Yeah, he's in the running. He's had a good game.
In the mix. This guy hasn't been too bad either. Dylan White for West Adelaide. The kick across goal wasn't dangerous. There's plenty of space for Moline to mark, and he's a little bit indecisive, and that's not the greatest of kicks. Good work in there from Creswell. Got fingertip on it and fisted over the boundary line. So Norwood in the box seat. We've travelled about 13 and a half minutes in this fourth term. We've only had the Redlegs with 1 goal, 1 so far. Norwood with just the one, West Adelaide rather, with the one behind.
Boyden Kennelly off, probably having a little bit of a spell before they come on for the rest of the quarter.
As the umpires found a free kick from the boundary throw-in, Finn Hurd just manhandled his opponent, Riley Corbett. The man from the Ganmain Grong Grong Matong Lions has got himself a free kick.
You said that well 4 times today, Phil.
Got to get the promo, the plug-in for the country New South Wales team. As Searle attempts the mark, but a wonderful defensive spoil there from Mitch O'Neill. I think Mitch O'Neill might be featuring in your votes. Barry, not telling you how to vote, but he's been very good today.
No, the leading possession getter, and he hasn't actually done a lot wrong. Hasn't been an absolute superstar, but has been around the mark.
Been very good, Mitch O'Neill. So the umpire throws the footy back into play. Right, in front of your broadcast position, Phil Aspinall, Dave Barracliff, your commentary team, as Norwood do well. Creswell, right foot, inside 50. Coming out, 12th tree. Just got separation on his opponent there in Minchella. And the quick, dangerous kick, and that's what happens, Barry. You said a few times now, the players are getting caught out with the breeze, just carrying the ball inside 50 a bit longer.
Yeah, Teltree wasn't even in the play then, but he was leading out, running about 25 to 30 metres from full forward then, and that ball went straight over the first pack, and it fell into his arms. Unfortunately, his West Adelaide opponent had a bit of separation and couldn't catch him.
As we know, all good forwards play in front. You generally get those opportunities. So Isaac Twelftree, 22-year-old. Starts at left. Is it working its way back? No, another minus score. Bad kicking, bad football. It's keeping Westies in the game. 6-11 Norwood. West Adelaide 5-6, 36. So 47 plays 36, an 11-point ball game. Still 2 straight kicks from West Adelaide. They find themselves in front. As Johnson takes the mark at the left half-back flank. He'll go laterally now and find a teammate on that outer side, Delahunty. Delahunty, with a journey of indecision, goes one way then the other, kicks long to that outer side wing, big pack forms. Corbett made an impact on the contest. O'Neill got a hand pass out, but it was partially smothered. Patton backs himself in. Hand pass though intercepted. Murley just got a quick boot to the ball. And good double-fisted spoil over the boundary line there by Sam May.
Westies definitely need the ball to go to play then, to hold the ball up. It's travelling a long way.
The breeze is again picking up even more, I reckon. Just feel it blowing in from the south on the side of your face. And flags in the backdrop there, which you'll be able to see from the pictures that Bryce is shooting. Shows you the boundary umpire throwing the ball back in. Bramich from behind. Hand pass out again from O'Neill. Ling stood up in the tackle, but then he was dangerously taken to ground by Searle. He's won a free kick for holding the ball. Might have been a possible dangerous tackle, but Brady Searle is certainly a tackling machine. Chip short. I reckon Westies have to get a goal out of this forward 4A Barra because their backs are against the wall and their backs are against the wind.
Not a lot of scoring, so there may not be a lot of time on.
That's a good point as well, as the kick from Johnson found Kobe Ryan. A little bit of attention there as he took the mark by Cooper Murley.
And wasn't happy about it?
No.
Just letting the Norwood player that he wasn't happy.
Try to milk the 25, I reckon, as well. As it goes back now to Patton. Fluoro green boots, takes the mark, gets the 1-2 from a teammate. The hand pass wasn't great. They might have forced the turnover here. Good work at half-back here from the Redlegs. They're away through Morris. They've got some numbers forward of the ball. Callow in some space. Hamilton puts the Jets on. 12-3 down there as well. The low stabbing pass is a great one from Callow. Beautiful pass, and then 12-3's got a teammate over the top. Unselfish footy from the Redlegs. And Ben Simpson can take the mark 40 metres out. It just shows when you don't execute with skill, good teams make you pay, and the Redlegs on the counter-attack have gone inside 50, Barra.
Yeah, and good stuff by Telstra then. He ran about 40 metres then from the centre square into the forward 50. Callow spotted him up, and now he's found Ben Simpson with a short little kick, kicking for goal.
And how good was the Jackson Callow kick? It was penetrating, wasn't it? It really was.
He is actually a very good kick, isn't he?
Field kick as well as shots on goal. So Ben Simpson, co-captain from North Launceston. Runner-up in the Alistair Lynch medal, which is kind of like the McGarry medal of the Tasmanian Footy League. Coming in now for his first score on the contest. Long run up, good kick. He's pushed it to the left and it just hits the post. So the third poster down that end. So again, just keeping the Bloods in the contest. Simpson with a minor score. Goes out now to that 12-point margin. So 48 plays 36, 6-12, 48 Norwood, 5-6, 36 West Adelaide. As the Redlegs have it spoiled back in play. Well done here by Panos. Gives it back to a teammate. Now it's in the hands of Hamilton. He gave it to Callow. Jackson kicks towards goal and misses. So 2 goals, 3 now for the Redlegs, and they're really wasting their opportunities in front of goal, Barra.
As we just give him the rap about his kicking.
I know. Talk about the commentator's curse.
And he lets us down. They're peppering the goals here, Norwood.
So Callow 2 goals, 3. Norwood 6 goals, 13, 49. There's a kick in. Johnson did well, didn't take the mark, but then he'll loop a hand pass over the top. He's got a teammate running in, Jordan White. Gives off now to Maguire, throws it on the boot. Inside 50 they go for West Adelaide. Cinderberry Crumbs, he goes one way, feigns around onto the right. Dribbles a kick towards the goal, but Seymour does well to get back and rushes it through for a minor score.
Seymour had no intentions of keeping that in. Just a little guide over the point line to reset.
Casually had a Saturday afternoon stroll over the boundary line for a point. And I reckon Cinderberry probably needed to do better there. He should have been aware of the opponent getting to the line. Needed to put a bit of elevation in the kick. So Seymour will bring the ball back into play. And you want to come to this broadcast side. Long kick towards Boyd. Good body work there from Bramich. Comes down to Patton. Certainly hasn't been Westie's worst today. Handball back out towards May. Was he taken high? Umpire didn't see it. Matty Panos saying, well, there's prior opportunity. I want a free kick, umpire. Sam May, I think his first league game for the year, missed a bit of footy through injury in the leadership group at the Bloods. As Joel Stevens gets a hand pass out, tries to burrow his way back through, gets it back again. Taken in a Panos and Kennelly double Redlegs tackle. So ball up again. Quick chance here for West Adelaide to go inside 50. May, a massive fly from Corbett. Couldn't quite bring it to ground. Nearly took a great, spectacular mark. Donnelly still down behind play, and Corbett a little bit worse for wear from the fly, but geez, did he get some elevation, Riley Corbett.
And such a big guy too.
He is.
Someone underneath him was hurting.
Would have come down with a thud, and he gets up a little gingerly, does Corbett, as Ned Stevens kicks around the corner to an open goal square. A couple of Norwood players collide. Still in play. Johnson goes one way, then the other. Then the check side from the Bloods skipper is across the face. And way across the face. It went about 30 metres out of bounds. Out on the full, I reckon it is. As it looks like Murley's going to bring the ball back into play. In fact, he gives it to Boyd. So Norwood in the box seat. Time on now by a minute. 21 gone in this final term. 49 plays 37. 12-point lead to Norwood. As the kick in There's a massive fly from O'Neill. Launched reasonably early, thought it might have been a free kick against, but nothing doing to the umpire. Fisted over the line for a throw-in. Round 3 SANFL footy, 2024 Host Plus action. Norwood up against West Adelaide over here in Port Lincoln. One of 4 games played throughout the country regions of SA this year. Westies took on Port last week in Waikerie. We've got some games in Victor Harbour to come and Murray Bridge later in the year. Westies again involved in the country games. As the umpire throws the Sherrin, we're with a Sherrin now this season. Used to be with Burleigh for a long time. The players loving the traditional Australian football. As Panos sees the ball over the line. Norwood have just kept West Adelaide at arm's length, Barrow. We know the Bloods got off to a good start, but I think since quarter time, Norwood have played the better footy.
Yeah, they certainly have. And like I said, also, I think West Adelaide they were really clean and running the ball by hand in the first quarter, and then that seemed to be stifled by Norwood. So, and Norwood's efficiency has stepped up. So,
yeah, and Westies have been their own worst enemy on a few occasions with the decision making. As White's kick was partially smothered towards half forward, good attack on the ball from Murley. Coming through nicely there for Norwood was the player in Lord, and the whistle's gone for a free kick off the ball, I think, paid by the non-officiating umpire. Morris will go inside 50. Nearly a mark to Ling. Was he held? We're not in possession. In fact, it was Seymour. The umpire said, no, sorry, Pierce. No decision.
It was a holding the ball decision, illegal disposal.
Umpire Williams decides to throw the ball aloft on this occasion. Corbett must have recovered well from that fall from the sky. Seymour, the aforementioned player, taken by Morris in a tackle right forward pocket. And again, umpire Williams will throw the ball aloft. Young in his SANFL umpiring career, just 33 games compared to his dad Richard with 459. As the boundary umpires work well together there to call for a boundary throw-in. So the reserves, always like to mention the other lower grade scores. The reserves was played last night at the parade. Norwood 16-14, 110. Big win over Westies 5-5-35.
Local boy from Port Lincoln, Tristan Binder, kicking 3.
His dad played a bit of league footy back in that. Was it Craig, I think, from memory?
Craig Binder, yep. About 30 games, no, less than 30 games.
Yeah,
I think it was.
22 or 23.
Yeah.
Goy Locke in the reserves as well, kicked a bag of 5, I think, from memory. So some depth for Norwood this year. Goy played a bit of league footy last year for Norwood. Probably in the absence of Jackson Callow, who's got the body right in the off-season as Cootie takes it from the clearance. A fortuitous kick spills into the arms of the veteran in Panos. So Matthew Panos, star of the 2022 Premiership. Long kick towards half forward. The aforementioned Callow didn't quite judge it as he would have liked, but then he sockers it off the ground towards a teammate, Morris, who couldn't get there first. Good work from the West Adelaide defender in Dylan White. Kicks in towards the middle of Centenary Oval. Numbers here for the Bloods. First there, Redfern. Cootie, though, did a wonderful tackle. And Norwood's pressure as the game's got on, Barrow, has been a lot better, and I can't help but be impressed. Seen a bit of vision of Cootie in the first 3 games, and he's been a great pickup. Yeah,
he certainly has. He's had a few possessions, over 20 now, so he's been a bit of a pickup for them for sure. And the tackling from Norwood, the tackling was from playing from behind in the first quarter. They're now tackling and winning the cases.
So Cootie's been a pretty similar like-for-like pickup for Nick Rokar, who went over to Perth for employment, and Rokar was a star for Norwood in his 4 or 5 years. Westies now with some run from half-back. Again, an impressive effort from Dylan White. Getting into it, Donnelly nudged under the footy, so tunnelling as they like to call it, and it wasn't great from Cinderberry. Donnelly slow to get to his feet, but the recipient of the free kick. He's got better as the game's gone on, Barrow. We mentioned that he didn't have much of the footy to start with, but he's played his role today.
He certainly has. Not too many possessions, but the main thing is, I suppose, Norwood in front, so he's done his job in the back line.
He's played well on Cinderberry. As Donnelly, a long raking kick, the ball carried with the breeze towards a contest out there. Callow brings it to ground. Standing up there, Boyd, a bit of a wrestle with May. Umpire again will throw it up quickly. Doing the ruck work, Bramich. It comes out though to O'Neill. Hamilton, fancy footwork, one way then the other. Inside 50 go the Redlegs. Panos backing back. Moline can't take it. A chance here. Handball over the top to Callow. But it went through the points for a minor score. 6-14-50 Norwood. West Adelaide 5-7-37. We've gone about 25 and a half minutes. As nearly a fly there for the Bloods player in Jordan White. Flew over the top of his own teammate in Ryan. You don't see that often.
No, you don't. Poor Jackson Callow then just couldn't quite get ahead of the ball to be able to take that possession and kick a goal.
Ryan ended up getting a free kick. Game's in junk time now. Norwood should go on to record a win with that behind, making a 3-kick game, 50-37. As Jordan Boyle just a little bit proppy and slow to get to his feet. A few players out there cramping, Barris. It's been a long summer, and normally in the first 2 or 3 games, the players, when they get that game intensity, it takes them a while to get the body right. But you hear the siren sound for full time here at Centenary Oval. 26 minutes that final term went for. And the inaccurate Redlegs run out victors 6-14-50, defeat West Adelaide 5-7-37 rather. 13-point win to the Norwood Football Club. The Bloods led by 6 points at the first change, Norwood by 9 at the half. 4 points for the Redlegs lead at 3-quarter time.